Hello and welcome back to Rolling Reckless, the 12th episode, episode 11, which is the 12th episode. I'm joined by Jay, Oliver.
It's me.
That's also Jay.
JR is here as well.
J and J.
The OJ and the JR collided in a way that I was unprepared for. Kevin's here.
No J's in my name.
Kevin J. Byer.
No.
Paula.
Hi.
No J's.
Hello. No J's.
It's disappointing.
Just this J.
My middle initial is J. What about you, Amber?
Nope. No J's.
Wow, embarrassing. Well, I'm Matthew J. Eads. Thanks for joining us. Rolling Reckless has its own YouTube channel now. Dedicated YouTube channel. Only for Rolling Reckless. Go subscribe. Just search Rolling Reckless on YouTube. It is brand new. It is so fresh that we don't even have the URL for it yet. So as of right now, you have to search it and find the channel. But the shows are going to go up on there.
One word. Remind them it's one word.
One word. Well, yeah. YouTube channel name is one word. But yes, all the shows are going to go up on there from now on. So go subscribe to that YouTube channel. And it's only going to be that. So you won't get the 280 other videos that go up every week on Talking Reckless.
Cool.
I think that's all I have to say. We'll be using some audio assets made by Michael Gelfie. He's a YouTube channel as well where he makes things for D&D that you can use as long as you credit him, which we're doing right now. Just give him a search, Michael Gelfie. And without any further ado, let's play.
Neat.
Welcome back to Rolling Reckless.
Michael Gelfie.
When last we gathered here, the Syndicate, you had set out from Baldur's Gate for Waterdeep. Your new cargo and companion, Regis Siege, who appears to be, for all intents and purposes, a severed head in tow. You started making the journey, Loop doing some hunting, Turmeric training his new blink cat Wolf. But as you were traveling, there were signs that somebody might be following you, might be tailing you. And after investigating a little bit, kind of sensed, Lily's able to smell that there's some kind of a tiefling, maybe tracking the group. But you did continue the journey, and it was at this time that Holden that fell asleep on his night's watch and had a nightmare. He dreamt of a strange tiefling, coincidence, maybe, who seemed to know Holden, although Holden didn't really seem to know him. And in your dream, Holden, you dreamt of a tide of undead sweeping over the land. Many of your party were killed in the nightmare. And at the end, this figure stabbed you, Holden, and you awoke with a strange, raw burn on your chest where you'd been stabbed in this nightmare. You continued your journey, continuing on to the village of Springs Gift, the first stop on the way to Waterdeep, where you saw what appeared to be a crowd of people, torches and farm implements in hand, surrounding one of the houses. And as you watched, fairly far away at this point, far enough to see what's going on, but close enough to see what's going on, but far enough not to be noticed. Somebody from this ring of people threw a torch onto the roof of this house, where the roof started to burst into flame, which is where we pick up. It is noon, pardon me, in and around noon. Holden, you have a point of exhaustion from not sleeping. Let's say you are about pretty far out, 100 yards or maybe even further from this ring of people as you approach the village. What would you like to do?
100 yards, you said?
Yeah, give or take.
How many people did you say?
From here, you're not sure.
Okay.
You would guess somewhere between 30 and 60, 70 maybe.
Okay.
Looking at the village, just get myself a little organized here. Yes. So, looking at the village, Springs Gift appears to be just a quick scan, somewhere between 30, 40 houses, but they appear to be much better constructed than you're used to. The roofs all appear to be wooden planks, not the thatch roofing that you usually kind of associate with these smaller villages. And the houses seem quite big compared to what you're used to, made of these big, thick, dark timbers you would guess from the surrounding forest. You can see a windmill kind of in the center of town, the blades slowly creaking around. And you notice this as you approached. The houses appear to be kind of arranged around either a road or They very much kind of seem to follow something. You're not sure what from where you are, but you would guess a road.
Is there any villagers that we see not participating in the crowded people?
You can make a perception check. There's the group and their 4 horses, whose names I totally remember. Do you?
Regis, Beavis, Nevis, and Bork.
Okay, great.
Wow.
I just read that.
Pretty good. 3.
3. It doesn't seem like it.
Can I hear any, specifically I want to see if I can hear what these villagers are saying. Can I make a check to see, like, if
You can
there's...
try. It's far. It's
100 yards?
very far, even for you, but you can try.
Well, let's approach a little bit closer.
Stealthily?
Yeah.
Well, we're 4 people on the horses, so...
Stealthy horses?
Yeah, but they're not focusing on us, so should be fine.
I don't think we mean to be hidden, right?
This is a town. We can come and
let's
go as we please, I think.
Let's just approach and let's see if she can hear a little bit better.
I rolled a 15.
And you only have an advantage on smell, right?
Hearing and smell.
Did you roll with advantage then?
Yes, I
Okay.
did.
Oh, 15?
Yeah.
Man, even with a 15, you can just catch snippets shouting, it seems. As you kind of guess just from looking at the scene, they don't seem happy about something.
Okay. Just ride forward, I guess.
Yeah. Let's just approach.
Sure. You just ride into town.
Yeah.
Sure. As you get closer, as you get closer, you can see that the houses do appear to be arranged around. It looks like a trail, like a sand. It's this very light colored dirt or sand or something that these houses appear to be arranged around this little trail. And as you approach, you can see a few of this mob who do have farm implements in hands. Several of them do have torches. You can see a few of them kind of look over their shoulders at you, and as you approach, and kind of you can see them elbowing one another in the ribs, and quite a few do take notice of you as you approach. And you're able to see that this house that they're surrounding, there is a man, human male, standing in the doorway. Appears to be that's about all you can see. Some kind of a figure standing in the doorway.
And the top of this house is on fire now?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
Fire.
17.
17. It is. The parts of the roof did burst into flame, but you can see someone small, maybe a halfling or maybe a child. But you can see someone is scurrying across the shallow pitch of this roof and is with, you would guess, a piece of leather or something, is trying to beat out these flames, having moderate success.
How is the man at the door reacting to the mob and the fire?
Would you like to approach this ring of people? It's a little over the torches and the implements and just the crowd of people.
For me personally, and I don't know about the group,
I'll pull up behind that crowd.
we've approached, but for me, it's one of those things like what happened in what's your town?
In your group.
In your episode.
Oh,
Homefirth.
Homefirth, sure. Where we kind of I sort of still have that mercenary kind of attitude where it might not be our business, but I'd like to sort of figure out before I run into action.
Sure. You just kind of hang back and listen.
Yeah, and that's why I'm just kind of
Sure.
trying to figure out what's happening.
As you do draw closer, you can hear several of these shouts. These very angry peasants, and then you're not really sure where they come from, just somewhere out of the crowd, but you can hear several cries. Variations on some of them yell, we're starving! What are our children going to eat? Some others seem a lot more accusing. This is your fault! And this character in the doorway Just appears to be standing there with crossed arms, looking out at them.
He doesn't care that the house is behind him is on fire.
He doesn't seem to, and as you're watching, the fire is getting more and more under control.
Can I approach someone in the crowd
Sure, if you want.
and just ask, "Hey, what's going on here?"
As you approach these before you even get up to them, these people see and hear you coming, and they turn. They seem very aggressive. Weapons, things like pitchforks and scythes. You don't really see any swords or proper weapons, but 3 of these people turn to you, and weapons in hand, seeming very aggressive.
I'll like bring my horse to a halt and put my hands out and just say like, "Whoa, sorry, I'm not coming bearing arms. Just curious on what the ruckus is here."
This very dirty old peasant basically looks at you as, "It's a village business, nothing for strangers. You'd be best to move along." And he does lower his weapon a bit as you talk. He kind of looks behind him and says, "They're out for blood today. Best be getting out of town." And you can hear more of these shouts behind the crowd as they do all seem to be variations. There seems to be a food shortage from what you gather.
Okay.
You can hear people asking, a woman cries out, "What are our kids going to eat?" And it does... You glean that something is amiss in Spring's Gift.
I'm gonna back up my horse and go up to Holden. I'm like, what do you think about this? Should we try to get involved?
I don't know. Like, it sounds like people just fighting for their rights, I suppose.
You can hear this argument behind you heating up where you're not even sure what's yelled, but one of these people yell just kind of almost a battle cry. And you watch as one of these farmers charges forward with a pitchfork. And the man in the doorway, still arms crossed, as this person is running towards him, you can just quietly hear him say, "One more step." And he doesn't seem to halt. And it's just this flash of motion and this glint of steel where this person moves almost imperceptibly fast. And the hand that was holding this curved meat hook that this farmer was running up with, it seems to be gone. It just hits the ground. And there's a minute where this farmer looks at his now spurting stump of an arm and falls to his knees screaming, he's "Ah!" And 2 more people come out and kind of pull him back. And you can see this figure holds up this sword, which seems long for a long sword. Probably almost as long as he is tall, close to 5 or 6 feet, and has this very elegant kind of curve to the blade. And he points it out at the crowd, and you can see it shining in the high noon sun. And he kind of looks around at everyone, pointing it. He goes, "This is enough. All of you, go home. I don't know what you think is happening here." And the crowd kind of... You can hear murmurs, but nobody seems to leave.
I'm gonna hop down from my horse.
Sure.
You mean
Turmeric's horse.
Sure.
And run over to the person who got their hand chopped off.
Yeah.
And just attempt to bandage it with my healer's kit.
Sure. As you run over, there is a crowd of people around this person, like shoulder to shoulder. Everyone is trying to help. People have like strips of leather and belts. It is very without taking action. You can't really get through to
clear the
them.
way for them?
How?
Just pushing these people out of the way.
If you want to try, sure.
Move.
Sure.
My friend wants to come through.
Make a persuasion check. As you jump off the horse and your heavy boots hit the ground. Where is Regis being kept?
On his hip.
On
your hip?
In between my legs.
Okay, great.
Just on the pommel of
13.
the horse.
Okay. Is he like tied to your? Is Regis tied to your belt? Are you holding him?
Yeah, I'll hold his reins, whatever they're called.
The head, not the horse. Regis the head.
Yeah,
They're so confused.
Okay. Yeah. Right. His little leather carrying strap. Okay.
Oh goodness.
Okay. Sure. He seems to be pretending to be a decapitated head right now. Eyes closed as you look at him. You can see one just like opens a fraction and then closes quickly as you make eye contact. What was your roll? Sorry.
13.
13 is enough. You're very big, and as you just start bodily pushing these people out of the way, the attention of the mob seems to shift to you as this still encircling this house, but you very much get the sense of quite a few people standing, trying to look over one another and see what exactly is happening on this far side of the ring.
I'll just ignore those looks.
Sure. Yeah. You're able to throw people aside though, and you can see this farmer is like clutching the stump of his hand, which is profusely bleeding.
Yeah, I'll just use my medical kit and try to stop the bleeding as I go up. I'll just let everyone know, hey, I'm here to help. I know a little. I think I might be able to bandage the wound. I mean, better than maybe not doing anything. So
make a medicine check as people are like, they suddenly start lifting their knees very high as they're like, and like see you below them, where people kind of move out of the way, surprised to see your shockingly blue hair.
It's not bad. 18
is enough. Yeah, you easily are able to bandage and the healer's kit doesn't heal, right? Stabilizes unless you have the feet.
Just,
yeah, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, you are able to stem the flow of blood, and this farmer, very pale, he doesn't pass out, but basically he kind of collapses back, and
I'll reach out to him telepathically. Save your strength, friend. Tell me what's going on. You can just think it, and I'll hear you.
You do get a response. In your head, you can hear just these disjointed sentences almost. You get this, it's almost like gritting his teeth through the pain. But he tells you, the river, it didn't flow this spring. The fields aren't growing. What are we going to eat? And then he passes out.
What do you guys want to do? You want to face off? You want to confront this man?
I mean, we don't know the whole story.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe we could offer to work for them.
As you guys are talking, you can hear a shout from behind this man with the sword, and to one of the. It seems that another villager has kind of run out of the ring and is going to approach. And again, he points his sword at him. He goes, "Crab, you stop right there. I will cut you down." And this very bulky, very heavy-set man, who again has this, it's like a two-pronged pitchfork. He very slowly backs up.
He's running towards him, the man?
He was, yeah. He took a few steps out of the ring and raised his weapon. And then he slowly fades back into the crowd. And you can see a few more people do seem to drift away as this is happening.
Really know the story. He sounds like he's giving them fair warning. These guys are just being hostile towards him, burning down his house.
And as you say that now, you can see the flames on the roof appear to be have been put out.
Attempting to burn down his house. The little man up there doing his job.
I mean, I feel like maybe we should wait for the mob to kind of clear and then find out what the whole story is about. Maybe as they sort of...
They look hostile. I don't know if people keep, even after Buddy Boy sliced off his arm. I think the fat one tried to go at it too. So,
as you guys are having this conversation amidst kind of some of the mob, one of them looks over to you, Holden. He said, "Well, you look well armed. Are your services for hire? Mercenaries?"
What's the issue? What's going on here?
Well, the mayor of this town, and he gestures over to the man with the sword. Every spring, it's some sort of a ritual that he does off in the woods that brings the waters. His family have done it for, well, generations. The water feeds the fields. Spring's gift. You sort of. Anyways, he kind of shakes his head as Holden is just like fucking mute, no selling, absolutely everything.
Just laughed at his face.
Shakes his head again. The waters, they didn't flow this year. Either he didn't perform the ritual as he was supposed to, or more likely, perhaps he's broken it somehow. Maybe saving. Perhaps he has the water for himself, diverted it elsewhere somehow. And you can hear a few other people like agreeing, like adding their own sort of flavors to the story, where someone chimes in like, "Oh, I heard he consorts with demons out there," and you hear just other semi-ridiculous things, and every time one of them is shouted, the crowd kind of, I heard that. Yeah, I also heard that.
Demons, you say?
And the mob seems to, the forever of the mob seems to kind of be getting
Turtles,
back
you
up.
say?
Turtles?
I don't know. I heard something from the crowd about turtles. I just want to mention turtles.
Just roll me a d20. Just roll me a d20.
Okay. Harpies, you say, with an 8.
An 8? Yeah, you hear it. That's right, turtles! Just loads of turtles! And you hear a little murr like, "You ever seen a turtle?" He's like, "Oh, it's just some sort of a flying bird, I think. I'm not... bird of prey, maybe?" And this person who's talking to you kind of looks around and says, "Well, we could perhaps get some coin together if you wanted to deal with this situation for us."
How is the man sort of receiving all this? Like he sees them talking to us.
He
Presumably?
seems to have his hands full as he's slowly back and forth scanning the crowd, and every now and again someone kind of puffs up their chest and just at the front of the ring, and he stares them down, or you do hear several times where he calls out different names.
What reason would this Maya have to shut down his farm production in his town?
None of us know it. It makes no sense. He'll kill us all. And again, as he says, "Yeah, well, that's right. We'll starve this winter. What are we going to eat?" And again, the forever whips back up.
Loop, is that man okay?
I probably wouldn't be able to hear you over all that.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and, in the midst of all these people, try to calm them down and get them to disperse.
How?
I'll point at the 4 closest to me, who are kind of helping the body and carrying this injured person out. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna point at all 4 of them and say, "You 4, this person needs bed rest right away. You have to get him out of here, or else he's not going to survive."
Roll a persuade check with advantage.
10.
10? 2 of them do grab and the people do pick up and take this person away. But the other 2 kind of look down their nose at you, and they're like, "Well, not seen you around here before."
Well, just came into town, and we were hoping to, buy some supplies, but I can see that that's not going to happen with this mob around doing their things. So, maybe we can end all of this. Maybe come to some sort of mutual resolution as to why we need to burn this person's house down.
And as you're saying this, you can hear this person shout to the mob, "Have you all lost your minds? Go home!" And again, a few of them do seem to trickle away a little bit, but there's a good amount remain.
Are they getting...
This person that you're talking to, Loop, just looks around at the mob and kind of shrugs his shoulders and, "Well, good luck."
I'm just going to go through the crowd and just try to talk to as many people as I can and calm them down and try to convince them to move on.
Sure. What's everybody else doing? Lily, what are you doing right now?
I'm with these 2.
Sure. There's quite a few kind of side-eyed glances at your horns.
What way is the feeling of the crowd headed?
You get the sense it is balancing on a knife edge.
I think maybe we should try to calm them down and then discuss what role we want to play.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, this guy's offering some coin to resolve this. I think we would be better off than these people.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe just tell him we'll take the job, but we need the mob to disperse.
Yeah. Fellow, what's this worth to you?
Well, we could. He kind of looks around, and you can hear them kind of talking. 5 gold. Does a quick little count. He says, well, we could probably get together 50 gold.
It's more than I got.
Fella, you know what? Just get the crowd under control. We'll talk to this man, and we'll see what we can work out. Please.
He nods. Okay, he'll do his best. He'll do his best as he kind of starts, makes his way back into the crowd. Okay. Turmeric, what are you doing right now?
I'm just watching everyone.
Sure. People are giving you a very wide. There's like a wide circle around Turmeric where.
Where I
It's like a force field where people will occasionally stumble into the circle and then look up at you, who's very tall, and see the head on your waist, and then they very quickly back up. So they're like this little micro ring is formed around Turmeric in the middle of the bigger ring around this house.
I'm just observing everyone.
Sure.
Can I assist Loop sort of and just trying to help
Sure.
people?
Roll persuasion check.
Oh my gosh. 2, but I rolled a natural 1.
Natural 1. Okay.
What are you trying to do?
Persuade people to go.
It doesn't seem to be going well.
Can I see like how much she's like failing at this and try to?
Yeah,
help
well,
her out?
she walks up to like is walking up to me like, did you know that elves only need to sleep for 4 hours a night? And it's not even really sleep, and they're all like, and anyways.
I read in a book.
And as this conversation is happening, another person does run forward from the ring to challenge this person. This person does appear to have a sword, a well-made long sword. And they charge this person in the doorway, sword overhead. You can hear them yelling as they, ah! And this person kind of readies themselves in a battle stance. Would you like
I'm
to do
gonna
something?
boom my voice and just yell like, enough.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Can I do the opposite and be like, go for it?
Sure.
You warriors fight for glory.
Yeah, if you want, roll a persuasion check. Just a straight check for you, though, Turmeric. No advantage. You're not booming your voice.
Or
It's a 10.
10?
Yeah.
There is a second where you boom your voice like, you're not, and then Turmeric just cuts over. He's like, kill him to the death. And Turmeric, as you yell this, the rest of the crowd kind of picks up and like, and you watch as these two swords clash. You can hear it rings out across the square as these two swords smash into each other. And as you watch this fight goes back and forth a little bit, these two parrying their swords off one another, this individual, the mayor, that at least you've been told, appears much, much faster. It's kind of a one-sided fight, you're getting the sense of, but he's not taking any killing blows or anything. He's just kind of parrying him and backing him up. Gives him like a kick to the chest at one point where this attacker like doubles over.
I call it to fella. It's like, hey fella, your man's gonna die. You better stop him.
Who do you to the person who's trying to calm
Yeah,
people
fella.
down? Okay.
fella.
You get that person has been trying to disperse the crowd as you asked, and as you call out to him, he looks over and he does try to. He steps out of the ring of people and goes to kind of insert himself, but as these two are kind of moving back and forth across the ring, they don't seem to notice him or hear him. As they get close, he's yelling, "Stop! Stop! What are you? Have you lost your mind? What are you doing?" And they're just engaged in this very fast this series of strikes and riposts that you can hear just clang, ching, shing. Anyone else doing anything?
I'm gonna start cheering.
Sure.
Oh my
This
gosh.
spectacle.
This person in the house seems to be gaining the upper hand. And you watch again as he... it looks like he's going for... He parries a strike, and this attacker's longsword is way up above his head, and he's big wide opening where you're expecting the sword to run this guy through. But he just punches him again in the gut, and this person doubles over. And as this attacker is picking himself up with his sword, like in the ground, using it to pull himself up, you can hear this mayor just say, "Stay down." But he slowly starts picking himself back up again. And you watch as somebody, a small shape runs out of the house, the mayor's house. And you realize it is a child. Appears to be a boy, maybe 7 or 8. Maybe a little old, maybe 10. And as this figure runs out of the house, the mayor abruptly stops. The attacker's still kind of pulling himself to his feet, and the mayor kind of looking over his shoulders. "Go inside, boy." And he looks back to the person who's pulling himself up. Is anybody doing anything?
Can I look around to see if there's a tavern anywhere nearby? Or like a drinking place?
Sure, roll a perception check just from where you are.
Oh my gosh. 2 natural 1.
There's little dark wood buildings, you're not sure. But this mayor at this point puts his boot on this person's chest and kind of kicks them back onto their back. And looking around at the crowd, he goes, "All of you, I don't know what you expect to accomplish here. Go home. Whatever you think I've done, I assure you I haven't. The ritual, I've done it as I always have for years. Why ever the waters didn't flow, I don't know, but I'm in the same boat." And he's going to roll a perception check. And you can see the crowd, a couple people kind of nodding along, like, he lives here as well. That's very true. Bless you. And a few more of the crowd do disperse, and there is a noticeable kind of drop in the tension. Did anybody do anything?
Is there any more injured? Like from the crowd?
This
stamp, like
person that he has like beaten the shit out of is not fatally wounded, but might have a few cracked ribs, you would guess, from the way he's wheezing as he tries to kind of pick himself up.
I'll help that guy up.
Sure, as you do, he kind of gives a cry, and you would guess broken ribs.
I'm gonna be like, "Oh, you fought very well. Well, there, you should be proud of yourself."
He doesn't respond. Just holding his ribs, he just kind of... He lets you help him, but he doesn't respond.
I'll use one of my medical packs to heal him.
Sure. Roll a medicine check. Oh, you have the feet, don't you?
I have the feet,
Okay,
yeah.
sure. Yeah, you bandage up as best you can. I mean, it's broken ribs.
Yeah.
What can you do?
Yeah.
The crowd does start to disperse, though. You watch as kind of big groups of people start to leave, and it does seem like it's breaking up.
Lily, let's...
You can hear quite a few of them muttering as they do, though. But it's going to be the death of all of us.
Let's go talk to this man.
Mm-hmm.
So her and I will approach.
Sure.
I'm still on horseback, by the way.
Oh, okay.
So I'm high.
Sure. He's seen you then. He's noticed you on horseback, and as you do approach, the sword goes back at the ready, and he looks at you and goes, "Welcome to Spring's Gift, stranger."
What's going on here?
Well, I'm afraid you caught us at a bit of a disagreement. Maybe not the right word, but what business have you passing through?
We were just passing through. And then we saw the mob. We saw the torch go up onto your home. We saw the disarming of the man.
It's more of a dishanding, but I only tried to take the fingers, but a bit out of practice, I suppose.
They seem pretty upset with you.
Yes, I gathered as much.
What's up?
Gonna be you on horseback as well. I suppose it's a story best told over an ale, if you'd like to join us down at the Stumble Inn. The tavern, rather.
Yeah.
I'll yell out, "I'm down for some ale."
Yeah, I suppose if I don't know. I suppose if everything's okay, like, are these people gonna just go off calmly?
Kind of looks around, and most of the people do seem to disperse. There still are a few groups, 3s and 4s, that seem to be kind of muttering quietly to themselves. And he goes, "Well, I don't think we've heard the last of it, but
Is this fella still around?
you can make a perception check if you want."
8.
Doesn't appear to be.
There was this one fella. I didn't catch his name, but he offered us 50 gold to kind of settle this.
He kind of smirks as well. I'm surprised they didn't offer you more, to be honest.
I don't know if they seem poor. Again, we were just walking through. I kind of just want to mind my own business.
Do they seem poor? Didn't they have nice...
Pitchforks?
I mean, they're farmers.
No, I know, but didn't they have like nice roofs when we came in?
Yeah, they're nicer buildings.
Yeah.
Poor is probably not the word.
Yeah.
What word would you use?
Not affluent.
I walk
Poor.
up to everyone. Working class is the word you're looking for.
That's a good one, actually. I'm Holden Taft. These are my friends.
I'm Braden Lark. Pleasure
Braden
to meet you all, I suppose. And he kind of looks at Turmeric and at the head around your waist.
I'm gonna stroke its head. I'm gonna stroke the head as he looks at me.
Sure, you can hear this. But as he's looking at the severed head on your belt, Turmeric is well, I'm not sure you're the type of people who and again he seems very fixated on the head. And he just looks at it and kind of shakes his own head for a second. He's got a severed head on his belt. Maybe best just plainly said.
Yeah, he's barbaric. He has barbaric tendencies. Seven head, no shirt, teeth.
We're nice. We're nice, though.
Another village or something. Like still staring at Regis.
I'll start tapping its face.
All right.
It's a long story.
Regis rolled a 1 on his performance check. He audibly starts. You kind of poke him in the eye as you're tapping the head, and you're gonna go, get out, son of a. And Braden, you kind of watch as his eyes go wide, and he goes, maybe that drink would be a good idea after all.
Forgive him. He's the.
He kind of shakes himself free of the spell.
Again, he has barbaric tendencies, but he's actually the bard of our group, and this is a kind of an act that he's.
I've heard about that.
Ventriloquist act.
I think someone here in the village might have died of that last year or something, but it's ventriloquism is very serious, I've heard.
It's not as serious as you think. I'll get him to show you a little bit later. I think you'll be pretty impressed.
Right. Well, as I say, follow me down the path here, and we can get ourselves a drink. And he looks behind him, and you can see that this kid is still in the house. And over his shoulder to the child goes, "You get your things like we talked about." And the kid scurries off back into the house. He goes, "Well, if you'll follow me."
Yeah.
And he leads you kind of deeper into the town towards this trail. And as you're walking down this sandy, it's not really a road. It's kind of inconvenient almost. Your feet are sinking into it. The houses all appear to be. They have their backs towards it, whatever it was, and they appear to have gardens behind them. And it takes you a bit of walking down this to realize it was a stream bed, a small riverbed. which presumably would have fed these gardens. You can see every house pretty much has a massive garden behind it. You can see more than a few fields, probably had wheat or some other kind of grain that also kind of line this spring bed.
How deep into the season are we? Like, what's time of season is it?
Like early spring still. Maybe getting into spring proper because it has been a few weeks, but it is definitely still very early in the year. And he does lead you through. It's a good sized town. You can see quite a few buildings. You see, a blacksmith. You see a bakery. There's a little well that you see in the middle of the town. But he does eventually lead you through to this single-story building. It is these dark log walls held together with these kind of thick wooden pegs made of the same material. It has a very steep pitch roof. And appears to be the biggest building you've seen. It looks like about 40 by 40 from the outside. And he leads you inside. And it does appear to be a tavern. There is a sign above the door that you read as you walk in that says "The Stumble Inn," INN. And he leads you inside.
Okay.
It does appear it is completely empty. There is literally no one in this tavern, which is, I think, the first time that's maybe ever happened this entire campaign.
Is there a barkeep or?
There doesn't appear to be one right now.
Okay.
Can I go behind the counter and see if there's anything to drink?
Sure, yeah, if you want.
Okay.
Roll a perception check.
Just make yourself at home.
13.
13. As you're heading back behind the bar, this Braden yells, he goes, "Greg, are you here?" And you don't hear anything after a second. So as you make your way behind the bar, he's like, "Oh, glasses underneath the bar counter there."
I'll take out 6.
Yeah, and there's all these different casks and these. You're not really sure these kind of pottery. They feel like clay
Pots?
Yeah, basically have some
Can
kind of liquid in them.
Smell them?
Yeah, if you want, they appear to have like different, very vastly different spirits. Where you smell one and it appears to be almost like a vodka equivalent. Another one has a much more kind of oaky, wooden smell to it.
I'll pour everyone a different,
Sure.
and then see their reactions before I choose what I pour for myself.
Sure. Yeah. As you pour these 6 different drinks out, Braden comes and grabs a handful of mugs in each hand and takes them back to a table where he puts them all down. And then he takes his and he kind of switches it around and takes a drink and puts it down. Stiff stuff.
Listen, you seem to be a level-headed man. You are the mayor of this place, and I kind of don't buy you having to do anything with this dried-up stream. You know what I mean? Like, this is your town.
I mean, they're not liars. I go out into the woods every year, and there's a ritual we do, a little cut on the hand, a few drops of blood. It's nothing major, but the water flows from a cave and has every year for, well, hundreds of years, if you believe the stories that we go back that far.
What's inside the cave?
I've never gone in. It's small. You'd be, well, not that small, but I've never gone in.
Is it a cave or a hole?
Are the two really that different? Matter of perspective, I suppose.
A lot smaller than the other.
Well, for someone like me, a cave. For someone like you, it might be a bit of a tight squeeze, but...
How long ago did you attempt the ritual?
Well, we do it at the beginning of the spring. It would be, you can see him kind of thinking, just over 3 weeks ago, I think, which coincides with the day that light shot into the sky.
Do we know that?
Yes, at the very beginning of the campaign.
Is when you perform the ritual, are you praying to a specific person or?
No, don't pray to anyone. There's there was the first time I did it, a voice from the forest, or maybe I just imagined it, basically told me, slice my hand and squeeze a few drops of blood. There's a big tree. I did, and the water emerged.
Did someone teach you the ritual, or you just heard the voices?
Just heard the voice when my father passed away. I went out in the woods as he said he'd done, and he assured me I would know what to do. And
So the mayor, like your title of mayor, has always stayed in your family?
that's right.
Wouldn't it be worth to investigate the cave since there's no water?
Well, if you think you can get in, there's these very thick roots usually are blocking the way. It's impractical, I suppose. And I have investigated, of course, to the best of my ability, but
I'm gonna elbow hold it and be like, this is something we can probably make some good money off of.
I've got 50 on the table already.
We can work both ends.
So you did investigate already, you said, right?
well, as much as I could, but other than looking at a cave under a tree and asking politely, what more could I do?
Give more blood.
I tried that. Well, the villagers would spill it all, probably, just to be sure, but
You seem to be fairly well trained.
I'd like to think so.
Where did you learn your skills?
Well, my father was a swordsman, and his father before him, and he still does have his sword. It's back in its scabbard, which he has to like kind of hold down. It's so long that he has to hold it at an angle so it doesn't drag on the floor. As well, Sheer has been, he taps the sword as he says its name, passed down for generations.
Sheer.
What do you make of this magic, Bryn?
Would I recognize the type of magic?
Roll an Arcana
Arcana?
check.
Magic. The ritual?
Magic. 17.
You're not really sure. Could be describing any number
Yeah,
of
I was thinking like a
things,
pact, maybe?
even with a 17. That does come to mind. Yeah. Yep. Things like you say, pacts with fiends or demons.
You think magic or
Could be a troll.
the melt water from the mountains just dried up?
I mean, it could be. I know that in the time he described, it was right around that light in the sky started.
And you can see that light. It's still
Yeah.
hanging. You have to kind of move to see it through the trees. But
So-
even in the day, you can still see it.
Seem closer than it was.
Seems exactly the same as it's always been.
So, I mean, that could have something to do with it, but it could also be like maybe an animal or something's gotten in there and.
Speaking of animals, what is Samson and Salem doing right now?
Salem is just chilling on my shoulder. Samson is in the sky.
Okay.
Samson. Oh yeah, your squirrel.
Okay.
Can I get Wolf, my blink cat, to like try to catch Samson? Or not Samson, the squirrel.
Sure.
Like,
Roll an animal handling check. Yeah.
Blink them to me
Sure.
as training.
Sure.
It's just a training.
Of course.
19
19.
-1.
What do you want Wolf to do?
I want him to like blink over to the squirrel,
Mm-hmm.
catch him, and then blink back to me.
Okay. As you kind of prod, you give your little very dark navy blue kitten a little poke.
Yeah.
It does disappear, and it reappears on Bryn's shoulder. And it does grab onto the squirrel. Very
Hey.
not enough to do damage, but very lightly takes its jaws and grabs onto the squirrel, and it disappears. The squirrel remains though,
Oh.
and it reappears on your shoulder. It doesn't seem that your blink cat can move other living creatures.
Yet.
I really Holden, you need to get a control over that thing.
Hey.
I
it's
mean-
training.
Turmeric. You're training.
We train every day.
As you guys are having this conversation, as this conversation is going on, Turmeric, you can hear everyone in the room can hear Regis whispering as he goes, "Am I still pretending to be dead, or?" And everybody in the room can hear it, where like the conversation just stops, and you can hear Regis goes, Well, I guess once again the jig is up, eh? And his eyes both pop open.
Pick him up and put him on the center of the table.
And as you do, he, with a big friendly hello to Braden, hello! Braden's like, what the
Well, that's that.
That's rather unusual.
This is our
kind of-
friend.
It's really not that unusual if you're in our line of work.
Pokes the head, and Regis goes, stop that.
Would you like a drink, Head?
Well, I admit
Get
I've
it
never
on-
tried it.
It's all about the
Might
taste
not
on your
work.
tongue.
No, well, I do have a tongue, but no liver, I'm afraid, or
Yes, makes it better.
kidneys, nothing of that nature. So.
I'll pour him a drink and see how he does with it.
Sure. What do you?
He's gonna lick it out of
Yeah.
the.
What do you? How is he going to drink it?
Pour it down his. I'll be his hand. And
Okay.
I'll pour it
Sure.
down his mouth.
It immediately just emerges from the bottom of the stump of the head and is spilling all over the floor.
Man, you gotta try slushing it around in your mouth sometime.
Kind of.
Get the full taste.
He does. As he drinks more, it just pours out through the bottom. And when the glass is done, he goes, well, that was quite refreshing, I must say. And Braden is just watching this all happen, slowly shaking his head.
See?
I also shake my head.
Incredible act.
It certainly is. You have experience with this sort of pointing at the severed head thing, I take it.
Yeah, we've seen an adventure or two in our time.
Well, if 50 gold for my head doesn't appeal, maybe I could offer you some sort of payment to fix our water problem, if you can at least investigate it.
How much are you thinking?
100 gold?
Well, I don't have 100 gold to my name, but you can hear him fiddling with the sword, and he places the sword in his scabbard on the table. It is very big. It's about, you would guess, 5.5 feet long.
I
I'm
dibs it.
gonna. Oh
And it has this very elegant curve to the end of the blade where it kind of swoops up before it makes the front side of the... It very much reminds you of almost like a scimitar, but there's a blade, an edge on both sides. And as everybody puts their hand on the sword, Braden puts his hand firmly on and goes, well, payment after, of course. But if you could save this village, sheer would be yours.
Dibs.
Regis is
No.
still on
Yeah.
the table.
I'll fight you
Yeah.
for it.
Can I ask him, Regis, would you know anything? I'm sure you heard the whole conversation. Would you know anything about the type of magic that Braden was describing?
He's not rolling very well today. Well, it could be any number of things, I suppose. Some sort of a teleportation spell gone awry, perhaps, into somewhere where there's water, or maybe some sort of a magical artifact that creates water. It's hard to say.
Okay, thanks.
Is there a chance of any more of that delightful spirit, whatever it was I was
Sure.
drinking
Of course.
earlier? And as you do, it's spraying all over the floor, and you can just hear Braden.
Can I try to use like my finger to block his
Ew,
softness?
I think it's pretty big.
You can. You've very big half-orc fingers.
See if it does.
He basically spit takes. He sputters the drink out from his mouth as he
I'll let
starts
it
to cough. And yeah, as you do, he's, I'd rather. Well, I see what you were going for, but it didn't work, I'm afraid.
That's all right. We're still having fun.
Oh, nothing but.
Braden, where is this ritual place?
Well, it's
Tree in
half a
the
day's
cave.
walk out into the forest. Not far. Maybe a quarter if you really put your boots into the sand. But well, follow the stream bed and it'll lead you to the mouth of the stream.
Anything else we should know about this?
There's, like I said, something in the woods. It speaks to people. Spoke to me, and you can feel it watching you as you go through. Just tread carefully.
Have you seen this animal before?
Well, I'm not even sure it is an animal so
Or
much as
creature?
a presence, maybe a force. I can't be sure.
Does this seem malevolent? Is that the right word?
Well, it doesn't seem benevolent, so
That's the opposite.
Okay.
that's what Regis says. Oh, that means the opposite.
Yeah. I suppose we can look.
I mean,
Loop, what are you thinking about all this?
Hey, I mean, it's a good looking sword,
It is.
and if we can help these people along the way, then I say we do it.
sure.
Agreed.
Anyone else?
Can I like examine the sword, see if there's like anything more special about it?
How would you like to examine it?
Just like look at the handles, blades, if there's any ruin or
Make a perception check.
gosh darn. That's cocked.
What's that?
10.
10. You don't notice any runes per se, but the handle does appear to be. The whole sword is very, very this immaculate construction almost. The handle, it appears to be wrapped with this. You're not like golden wire almost, where there are several bands of it that almost give you the impression of like spots for fingers to go on the handle, and it looks like gold as you're looking at it.
Very nice.
All right. What time of day is it still? Is it still around noon?
It's like 1 or 2. It's getting on, but
And it's an hour outside of the village.
well, more than an hour,
More
maybe
than an hour.
maybe 2 or 3 if you hurry.
Okay. So then that would
Take
take
the
us
horses,
to.
right?
Yeah, we could take the horses.
Braden,
there.
you want to come with us? Or no?
My name's Braden.
Braden?
Well, I think best if I remained here. My son's back at the house, and
Oh, yes, that was your son.
well, we're taking precautions.
Okay. You had him up on your roof,
Well,
putting out fires.
didn't want the house to burn up.
Good lad.
He's a good lad.
Would he be the next mayor in line?
Well, one day, if we're even still here by the time he comes of age.
I guess it's on us.
Yeah.
Why don't we go? Are we taking this job? Are we going?
Yes.
As you guys are talking, the front door of this tavern opens up, and you can see somebody walks in, stops the second they walk in, looking at all of you. And Braden, this person goes, "Oh, it's all right, Greg. We just helped ourselves." And he looks at the like puddle on the floor. I can see that. This other, he's pretty well put together, but he's a little more heavy set, a little bit of a paunch on him, kind of a red bulbous nose. He's maybe a bit of a drinker, a little bald, but he makes his way back behind the bar, and you can hear him. You can hear like the corks of those clay pots as he pops them out and is looking in them, and seems to be like measuring and like shaking things near his ear. You get the sense he's kind of doing an inventory of what may or may not be missing.
I'll drop 2 silver on the counter while he's measuring.
Sure. And as you put the 2 coins down, he almost expectantly looks kind of at your hands. He's like maybe expecting more to come. Looks up at you.
I'll give him 2 gold.
There you go.
Sure. And as
Praise
you toss him
Rodney.
the 2 gold coins, he kind of looks at you as praise Rodney. Thank you. Puts the coins away and seems satisfied.
Okay, let's head out.
Did you mark your 2 gold now?
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna do.
Yeah, do you think we need anything else before we leave? I don't know what we're walking into, but
Neither do I feel pretty
I've got a
alright
We needed to buy a pot.
for soup.
Oh yeah.
What do we have? What soup
What?
are we having?
Rabbit stew.
When we're on the road.
Badger stew.
Yeah.
Whatever we catch.
An iron pot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm sure the blacksmith could supply you with one for a few coppers, probably.
Okay. Anybody else need anything?
no.
Is there any other kind of stores here? Little magic shops, potion shop. potion shop stores? Any kind of other stores?
Magic shops, no potions. Basic amenities: a blacksmith, a stable, a bakery, a miller, but nothing really beyond that.
I'll go up to the bartender.
Sure.
It was Bill, you say?
Greg, actually.
Greg,
Greg.
yeah. I was pretty close.
Your name, little master?
Loop. Call me Loop, Mom.
Pleasure. And he reaches way down and
Shake his hand. And I put 2 silver on the counter, and we're gonna go and do some heroic shit and save your town and all that stuff. Could you maybe procure that pot for me in the meantime?
Of course. He walks into the back, and he comes back a moment later with a big iron black kettle, and very, very readily hands it over to you for 2 silver.
All right.
Has like the the swinging handle on the top to be hung over a fire, and it's a stereotypical soup pot.
Does anyone want to carry this?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Too little.
Great, yeah. Yeah, we're wasting daylight. Let's go.
Don't forget the head.
Oh yeah. I pick up the head, tie it up, put it back on my waist, give it a nice smack on the cheek.
You really don't need to do that every time.
Yeah, let's go have a look
At this hole.
at this hole.
All right.
Are we going to the hole or the cave?
I think it's a
One and the same.
thing.
Oh, it's the same thing. Oh,
What is a hole to me? Might be a cave to Loop.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yes. Let's
All right, you're just setting
boogie.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna
We're
jump
gonna-
on to Regis.
Are we going to take our horses,
Sure.
I assume?
Horses on the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to
Do we
grab
know
my horse.
the direction? to get
Follow
there?
the stream bed. He told you.
Follow.
Before we go, Braden, is it a treacherous path? Will our horses be okay?
Well, it does get a bit steep. Heads up kind of into the hills, but it might be fine.
Do you want to leave the horses here?
We do have a stable. You're welcome to tie them up there if you need to.
Maybe we should leave him.
Okay. Yeah, we'll stable
Head
the
to
horses.
the stables.
Sure. Yeah, easy enough to do. Just for the purposes of this, we'll say Braden goes with you and is able to waive the fee just to expedite things. And also, the stables are empty, and you get the sense they have been for quite some time.
Is there food for our horses there?
There's some stale hay where, at Braden's behest, they do bring some fresh hay and things in for the horses. But
Can I sort of insight check this guy as we've been hanging out with him? Like,
Sure.
he seems straight up
Yeah.
and kind-ish. Like, he's the mayor,
go ahead and roll insight.
but he also just chopped off one of his guys' hands.
Yeah, that was.
My perception check is,
Insight.
or my insight check is 6.
It's hard to read. He
Yeah.
appears to be straight shooter, like you said.
Yeah.
So you guys are heading out.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then, as you prepare yourselves, get ready to embark on this next little leg of the journey. Let's take a very quick little break here because I need to use the restroom. Let's do a quick little, just a little 2-minute break. One of us will pop chat open, maybe, and just keep tabs on folks. Let us know how things are sounding. If everything's weird, let us know. And we'll be back in just a second. So, as you prepare to depart, it is, I guess, 2 or 3 in the afternoon. The sun will probably start to go down in a few hours, but there's time, you would think. Holden, you have lead in your legs and are still exceptionally exhausted. But the day is yours to do as you wish.
Would you like me to carry you? On my
No,
back?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Let's go.
I am going to tell Salem to hang 100 feet behind me
Okay.
and to follow us and report back if she sees anything happening.
Okay. Salem scurries off your shoulder and
Oh, Salem's
disappears in the underbrush.
What's the bird one?
No, that's Samson.
Samson.
I'm assuming Samson's still in the sky.
Make an animal handling check. Make a perception check.
Perception. Damn it. Natural 1.
Holy.
You don't see him.
I'm gonna. Aw, did I just lose
Yeah.
my bird? I'm gonna change my dice.
Yeah, looking around and even calling for him, you don't see Samson.
Well, not.
He's a free bird.
It is. I can read. It's just these dice are.
You
Cursed.
haven't used them.
What you guys doing?
It's because you spurned them.
I didn't. They were supposed to be better than these ones.
you have
I'll
spurned
be
them.
keeping watch as we're walking down this path, like looking into the bushes, seeing if I can catch eyes on this mysterious creature that may or may not live in the bushes.
Sure. Why don't you set me up a marching order? Why don't we clear the combat mat off and set me up a little marching order here?
I'll go.
As you start to walk down this stream path, this riverbank, the trees closest to it, the vegetation closest to it, you notice, and it gets
take
more
Ray.
extreme as you get deeper in.
Can I go in the middle?
Well, you're the leader.
I'll take rear. I'm exhausted.
I'll go first.
I'll go in the middle.
Who's this?
That's me.
Let's loot.
Yeah, our hunter at the front.
Good. That's how you're marching? Mm-hmm. Sure. As you are marching down the stream bed, you notice the vegetation around the edges. And it's not apparent immediately, but as you get deeper into the forest, you're walking for 15 minutes, 20 minutes. It appears to be not dead, but dying around the edges of this stream bed. And kind of seems to radiate out from it. Where the deeper you get, whoever's keeping watch in the front and the back, perception roll.
And I get disadvantage to.
Yeah.
Are we all rolling?
Do I get?
No,
Advantage?
front and
who's
back.
keeping watch?
One
front and
on rear watch.
back. Okay.
9 for mid watch.
Okay. As you proceed, you do walk for 30 minutes, 45 minutes. The forest gets much more dark as you get deeper in. The trees seem to be getting more gnarled and twisted. Still made of this very dark wood that you saw the buildings built out of. But the vegetation seems to get sparser as you carry in. You notice the bird song starts to fade away behind you. And all you hear are the sounds of your boots crunching off dead twigs and leaves as you are proceeding through this forest, which is growing. It's getting a little spooky.
Can we take a 10-minute break here, people? And I want to ritually cast Detect Magic.
Sure.
Yeah, please.
Okay, stop for 10 minutes.
Sure.
Okay, anybody else do anything in this time?
I'm gonna keep training my blink cat.
I'm gonna do jumping jacks.
I'm gonna check to see if Salem saw anything.
Oh yeah, Salem. Roll me a perception check for Salem.
Come on, good dice. Yeah. Is it perception? 14.
14. Salem does not alert you to any presence. As you're taking your 10 minutes casting your detect magic, going through your ritual. I mean, is everyone just like standing? The line has just stopped. Everybody is just like, whoa, hold up, and everyone's just standing in the line for 10 minutes straight.
No, I'm gonna be like
How many
looking
points
through my book.
of exhaustion?
For what?
Until
you die?
Can you like? Can you like?
I think
Accumulate?
6.
You die.
Oh,
in
so
Once
six.
you hit your 6, you are just straight dead.
Yes.
So one is not like
It's not the end.
Terrible.
It's not the end of
Yeah.
the world.
okay. Just want to figure out how I'm
Want to
feeling.
sleep? I can
Your
carry
speed,
you while you
your speed
sleep.
gets halved at the next point of exhaustion.
No, I'm fine, you guys.
I can carry you like a baby.
No, I'm fine. You've got a full load.
As you are taking the 10 minutes here, I'm gonna draw on the map.
For no reason whatsoever.
For no reason whatsoever. I'm just gonna draw for no reason whatsoever. I don't know where the brown is. There the brown marker or the green marker?
There's a black.
There's a
up
black
here.
one right behind your
Is there a
screen.
point where if I train this blink cat enough, I don't have to do like animal handling checks?
There is. These are trees.
The answer was yes, there is.
Nice.
And then this is kind of the stream bed that you guys have been following.
Oh, we're in the stream bed?
Well, you don't have to be literally in it, but here is the stream bed. Put yourselves wherever you want.
I want to check the stream bed to see if like
There's
is it like muddy or is it like dead dry?
It appears to be. It's like a very fine kind of yellow sand.
Okay, but like no like sign of water.
No,
I don't know.
it appears to be dry. As you reach down and pick up a handful of the sand,
Yeah.
it is dry.
It's just dry.
sand.
Okay.
Yes. As you're taking your 10 minutes, position yourselves kind of wherever you think you might naturally be.
I'd probably be right in the
Over there.
middle, kind of.
Chilling.
I was checking out the stream.
By the trees.
Over there.
Where's Lily?
That one.
Loop, as you are taking your 10 minutes, everybody kind of just milling around, killing time. Who is that's Bryn?
Mm-hmm.
Bryn in the riverbed.
Bryn,
Stream
you hear something in the silence. Branches breaking under a footfall. This, and as you're silently, it seems like it came from right in front of you. And as you're kind of looking, it's not dark, it's not like hard to see. As you're looking, you can see sticks and leaves on the ground move as something apparently invisible makes its way up to you and attacks you. And we will roll initiative, please.
The worst.
Did Loop get off his thing before this happened?
Not yet.
How many rounds do I have left? Considering it's 10-minute cast time.
We'll say you're 7 minutes in, so
Oh my
only
God.
100 rounds or whatever.
So you out.
Bryn, this is 18 to hit.
Worse than me.
Oh,
I got two.
yes, 18 will hit for sure.
18 to hit. You take.
Hold on.
Oh.
Hold on. I'll use my shield
1, 1, 2.
as a reaction.
Sure.
Caught us by surprise, literally.
Oh wait, no, I won't. You said it was 18?
Yep.
No.
No, it won't matter.
Okay.
Name mine. I'll
you
take the
take-
damage.
This text is very tiny. You take 6 points of piercing damage and roll me a Constitution save.
Oh, dang. Constitution saves.
As you feel these seemingly tiny, you're not sure, claws or maybe little knives, but something in 2 sets of 3 strikes down either side of it's like your upper thigh. It's whatever it is, seems pretty small.
Constitution was 15.
15.
Yeah.
Okay. You pass the save. You feel this flush, this like almost fever heat as something on these claws, this venom enters your system, but you do manage to fight it off. And we will do initiatives. 25 to 20.
22.
Good roll.
Well, now
20
they're
to
rolling
15.
again.
15 to 10.
12.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
10 to 5. 5 or lower.
4.
Natural 1.
Okay. And Loop.
But 2.
Also a natural 1, but 3.
Okay.
There you go. Or no, I guess it would be 3 because it's +2.
It'd be 3. Who wants to
Would
go
be
first
3.
then between Loop
up
or
to you.
Lily?
You can go first.
All right.
Lily. Loop. Bryn, you're up first as you feel these 2 claws right down you. You know where this creature is,
Okay.
but you cannot
I can't see it though, right?
You are effectively blind. You're treated as blind. Let's see here. Attack rolls against the creature have disadvantage. Oh, and it has advantage. Let's see if it crit you. It did not. But this creature is. Right here.
This one.
Oh, you mean that one? I'm over
Right there.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Okay.
It's invisible.
So when you say that, what do you mean? Like we can't see it?
You can't see it. You know where it is. You have the sense of movement, and you can see the leaves and the sticks on the ground are being displaced. You know where it is, but you cannot see it.
And is it
Does it
literally
smell?
invisible, or is it
Yep.
just like?
It is
It's
quite
just
literally invisible.
Visual, but like other senses,
Yep,
we can sense it.
you would think so. Yeah.
Can
Shimmer like the Predator?
Nope.
The predator shimmer.
Yeah,
The who?
Predator.
I've never saw that play.
It was, yeah, it's an old play. Might have been before your time.
Can I try to cast Ray of Frost, I guess?
Yes. You have disadvantage.
Yee. 10.
10 is not enough. As you point your hand, it freezes a spot on the ground. And the leaves and sticks crackle and splinter as they freeze, but you appear not to have hit this creature. Anything else?
Nope.
As your Ray of Frost freezes the ground, Bryn, you can hear these footsteps.
More?
Which seem very heavy and loud. And
Also invisible?
Fastly approaching. And a much larger creature. This one you can see.
Oh, I can see it.
Emerges from the trees, yes. It's going to use its full movements. So it charges 80 feet towards you from somewhere to the trees. As this, it very much, if you had seen a gorilla, it would very much remind you of this massive kind of simian, this ape-like creature. But instead of fur, it has this very mottled, kind of black and red, these overlapping plates almost. That they very much give you the sense of magma kind of glowing around these black and red faults. And it comes charging in.
Interesting.
Ooh, look at that thing.
Back here. Makes it to there. It makes it about 10 feet away as this
Double
massive
movement.
creature. Let me just double check. Actually, it's going to use its running leap ability. Apparently, it can long jump up to 40 feet.
Holy smoke!
So it's going to use that running leap, and yes, it will long jump. It just gets 5 feet closer. It can't attack you, but it does close the distance as you watch this thing runs. It runs on its knuckles and its hands as it makes its way up, and it kind of crouches down and then just whoosh, flies 40 feet towards you before it very heavily lands in the stream bed, spraying sand all over the place.
Bryn's gonna yell out, "A little help, please!"
Next is Holden.
You see that?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
So it just did leap, and now it's just right beside her.
Yeah. Snarling and roaring in her face.
Is it a regular size creature?
It's not large, but it is
Extra large.
bigger than you.
Yeah, but I mean,
towers
like
over
it's
you.
not. It's not like
It doesn't
a large.
take up. It doesn't take up 4 spaces though.
Next question is how does exhaustion affect my attack rolls?
It doesn't yet.
Okay, good.
Only ability rolls.
So I'll see it, run up and leap, and I will intercept it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. End up on this side,
Okay.
and I will attack it.
Sure. Go roll attack.
Hang on. That is a good hit. That is
Turmeric, you're on deck.
20.
20's a hit.
20 is a hit.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Which is 7, 8, 9.
9 with your shield.
Yeah.
Okay. As you sock this thing, it very much reminds you. It's like about the size of a bear. Would kind of be the closest thing I think you've seen. But on its, standing upright, and as your shield sinks into it, it seems to have a bit of an effect. You're punching a very, very large creature with your shield. Anything else?
As a bonus action, I will try to shove it down.
Okay.
I think that's strength versus strength.
What do you have a thing that lets you shove down as a bonus action?
My shield Mesta ability.
What does it say?
If you take an attack action on your turn, you can use a bonus action to try to shove a creature within 5 feet of you with your shield. But I think it's 5 feet of you or shove it prone, I think.
What
Right?
does the thing say? It'll say shove it 5 feet. It doesn't. It won't just say shove.
Shove a creature within 5 feet of you with your shield.
But shove is not a.
Yeah, shove is a type of
Shove is
action.
a thing.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yes.
Hold on, I'll find
5
it.
feet. If you're incapacity at DC.
Shove it.
Shove it, Matthew.
Shove them
I don't
down.
know what shove means. What does shove mean?
5 feet or shove
Shove
prone.
it. Push back. Shove down.
Push down. Shove.
Music could be turned up a bit.
On it.
Juggle some stuff, Matt.
Using the
Multitask.
attack action, you can make a special melee attack to shove a creature, either to knock it prone or push it away from you.
Okay.
If you're able to make multiple attacks with the attack action, this attack replaces one of them.
And that is...
Target of your shove must be no more than one size larger than you. You make a strength athletic checks contested by the athletics or acrobatics check of the target. If you win, it is either prone or pushed 5 feet away.
I'm writing that on the screen.
So many words.
Putting that on the DM. Kevin, I'm writing on your
permanent now.
DM screen. I'm writing shove on
Yeah, do it.
here. Why doesn't it have shove?
Because, yeah, shove
everything else with the
shove
fuck
is
is shove?
something I am going to take advantage of.
Okay.
Shove it.
What are you trying to do? Make it go prone or push it back?
I'll make it like I'm going to try to shove it down.
Okay.
The way I picture it is I will, hit it and then kind of lean on it to like
Push it down.
push it down.
Yeah.
What is that? Strength versus strength? No, athletics. Did you say?
Your athletics, he is athletics or acrobatics.
Now, does that affect my with exhaustion at all?
It's
You
an
get
ability
disadvantage,
Yeah,
yes.
that's an ability check.
Okay, that's gonna be it.
No.
6.
19.
Oh, this thing is
Damn.
strong.
This thing is very strong. As you try to shove it, it wraps these 4 massive fingers over the edge of your shield, and it shoves you back. And there's a second where you have to you're rolling down the windows as you try not to fall over. Turmeric, you're up.
I am going to take my full movement speed to go right beside it. And I will rage out
Okay, go ahead.
and attack recklessly.
Do it.
16.
This is on the big one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus proficiency and strength, so 21.
Is it hit? Go roll damage.
And I am using my shield and longsword.
Okay.
1d8.
You have your shield out, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
For 6 damage.
Plus your
Rage.
Okay.
Strength.
For a total of 6?
Yeah, I rolled a 1.
Just measure.
One
Good
damage.
job. Though.
Okay.
Still strong.
Yeah, you do. You sink your sword in. As you pull it back, it appears to be steaming. You can see heat appears to be rising from the end of it. Whatever counts as blood in this creature appears to be very hot as you pull your sword back.
I bet if we
Anything else?
blow on it.
Anything else?
No, I'm done.
Okay.
That's all I can do.
The little one is going to circle around to the other side of Bryn. With a does it take an attack of opportunity? Hang on. Is Holden in range to attack of opportunity?
Where are you going?
Yes,
I am. I'm within
It would
five.
like to move, but not if it takes an attack.
But I've
it would,
used
yeah. Holden's there.
Did you use your reaction? Not yet.
No,
Only
you
your
used
bonus, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it'll stay there. It'll just attack Bryn again. Actually,
You're 19 HP.
You need to
Actually,
get
it's
out of
not
here.
gonna attack Bryn. Holden, roll me a Actually, turmeric. Roll me a wisdom save.
Ooh,
Turmeric.
Yeah.
It can reach me.
clearly.
Just do as the DM says.
Don't question. Just do.
Holy, these rolls.
You're within 20 feet, right? Within 20. Yep.
Wisdom
Yep.
is -1, so 5.
5.
Oh wait, no, that's a 9. 8.
8. As you you can hear the sound turmeric coming from somewhere over by Bryn, and as you look over into the space where you would assume this creature would be, there's this very very brief this flash. You're not really sure what it is. You see a very fast image of a face, and you hear screams, and you are suddenly terrified. You are frightened for the next 1 minute. But you repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns with disadvantage, as long as you're in line of sight of this creature. So frightened means you have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls, while the source of fear is in with line of sight, and you cannot willingly move closer to the little creature.
Okay.
Would it be in line of sight though if it's invisible?
Yes. Yes, it has line of sight. It needs to look into your eyes to cast this spell. You don't need to
So
see
it is
its
visible
eyes.
now?
So is it like a
But-
concentration?
You don't know? You're not sure?
But I mean, I think what you're asking is like if
Yeah, because if
He can't
if
see.
Turmeric is supposed to be afraid of the thing,
And he can't see it.
how can he be afraid of something that he can't see?
He knows where it is.
Okay.
When I was smaller, I was always afraid of things I couldn't see in the night.
That's so deep.
there you go. Yeah,
Hitting some fears here.
does apply.
It does apply. I think in the chat, I guess you have the Talking Reckless logo on the thing.
do I?
And not the Rolling Reckless.
you.
No, I thought I changed that. Whoops.
Talking
Whoopses.
reckless.
Good save, chat. Thank you.
Reckless,
Thank
yeah.
you. I'll get that off there somewhere. Right here. Nope.
It's Jameson. It's your brand.
Johnson.
Ooh. Oh, he's gonna finish it.
I'm reading my teeny tiny
That's
text.
good.
You know,
Damn it.
I like it.
I don't think Goju was done
I think
with
I've
that.
been convinced, Kevin. I think I've been convinced.
If it's frightening presence, then
It's not frightening.
Oh, okay. Then
It's scare. But
that might be different.
I think I've been convinced. It will. Well, and it doesn't say if one is concentration, one's not. But it makes sense that it would lose probably concentration on the invisibility. So it does become visible. You're able to see this. It looks like what it is. It is this little winged, little gremlin. Almost reminds you of a goblin with wings.
And
but
I'm
it's
scared of it.
You are. It does become visible.
We see it.
I see it.
Next is Lily.
Worst nightmares.
Next is me.
Yes.
Little
All
imp
right.
thing.
Get Lily.
All right. I am going to,
What are rules? Check that.
as a bonus action, I'm going to ignite my right.
Okay.
Shing!
On which weapon?
On my longsword.
Okay.
And then as an action, I'm going to change into my lichen form.
Okay.
And then I'm going to move over here. I think this puts me at 30. So I'm just gonna, and then that's my turn.
Okay. After Lily is Loop.
Is it obvious that Turmeric is afraid of this thing?
Not yet. It probably wouldn't be. I'm gonna say not yet. Once he starts being unable to move towards it, it'll be pretty apparent, but not until his turn, I'd say.
Okay.
I don't show my fears.
Bryn, what's your armor class?
12.
12?
But I was gonna. I keep forgetting to cast mage armor before we get into battle.
I'm going to reach out and touch Bryn on
The butt.
any piece of
Wow.
Yeah, basically, that's all you can reach.
Just feel this. Okay.
Trust me, you'll like it. Any piece of exposed skin that I can see.
Okay. Grab a leg or something.
Assless chaps.
And I'm going to cast Bark Skin on her. So as I reach out and touch her, the piece of skin that I touch starts turning to a very, very dark brown wooden bark texture, and it spreads out from that spot until it cascades and covers her entire body.
Okay.
You're gonna have a rough butt
Your
now.
bark skin.
What does that do?
So your armor class can never be less than 16 while the spell is in effect
Wow.
For how long?
for 1 hour.
Booyah.
Nice.
Is that concentration? Yeah. Okay.
That's better than mine.
And then I will stay where I am.
Okay. After Loop is Bryn.
Okay, I will attempt. Well, sweet. Now I don't have to do mage armor. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try Ray of Frost on this little bat.
Sure.
Go. Oh yeah, 23.
Cool. 23's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
What do I need for this one? I've never got to use this one yet.
Ray of Frost? Yes, you have.
Have I? Okay.
think
She's
she's
used
ever
it
hit.
plenty. She's never hit.
I've never hit. 1d8. For 7 points
Okay.
of cold damage, and its speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
Okay.
You don't get any
How many points?
additional-
10 points?
7.
7 points. Okay.
What'd you
As
get?
your Ray of Frost hits this creature,
No, I don't think so.
the ground around it, you can see the frost freezes. You can hear the leaves crackling as they freeze. This creature staggers back a bit, but it doesn't seem wholly affected by it. You notice that where the Ray of Frost hits it, this steam rises off of it.
Off the tiny creature?
Yeah, it did take some damage, but seemed not wholly effective. After Bryn is the big one.
What is steam?
Big one is in a bit of a bad spot, eh? Big one is going to. Is he within 5 feet of Bryn?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. He's gonna recklessly attack Bryn
Ooh.
Just trying to take me
as Turmeric roars his own rage and yells. This creature roars right back. It's like, "Roar!" And with its two massive fists, it's like bang down. It goes to attack you, Bryn, with it's 3 attacks apparently.
I'm going to
no.
protection on one of them.
What does that do?
Just disadvantage on one of the rolls. Let's do
I'm gonna have to use.
the third one.
Okay, so it'll be a straight roll because it's reckless.
I'm gonna take
Yeah.
my attack of opportunity on him too.
From Sentinel, is that
Yeah.
right? Because it attacks when it's near you.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, it'll do its attacks first, and then you'll do yours. First attack. Yeah. These are 1 bite and 2 fists.
Okay.
Are the attacks coming? This will be a bite. Is a natural 20.
Okay.
I will always show everyone. See, natural 20.
Okay.
I will always show.
Oh, I should have did.
The first one.
I did.
Doesn't
Natural.
matter.
How
It's
could
a
I know?
natural.
Second attack is a. Well, I better do them separately because they have different numbers. So as this bite comes down, that
Also, I might be
is-
knocked out by then.
That is. It's 18 points of piercing damage.
Well, I'm knocked out.
And there's still 2 more attacks on the way as the fist.
So then I can't use my reaction at all, hey?
If you're unconscious, you can't. No.
So do I have to keep track of how many negative I'm in?
Well, you're
No.
it's death saves right now.
Okay,
It's
now we're death saves, right.
So as you fall unconscious, these next 2 attacks are guaranteed. Are you dead?
I'm at 0.
These next 2 attacks are guaranteed crits. Is that 4 failed death saves?
No.
Other DM Kevin?
If the creature is going to continue attacking a down target,
Yeah.
then yes.
That's
she
a
would-
good. Okay.
I guess it depends on the intelligence of the creature.
It does. It definitely does. And you get the sense that these creatures are
Wheel?
far more cunning than the mere animals they kind of represent.
Okay.
Goodbye.
That's okay. It's all good. Let's play it how it plays
No, it's gonna
out.
knock you down, and then it'll turn. It'll turn. Yeah, it takes a massive chunk. It basically rips Bryn's throat out for more or less intents and purposes. Not completely, obviously, but you are down and bleeding. And it will turn to who's that's Turmeric with the sword up.
Yep.
It'll turn to Turmeric.
Yeah. Come on.
For its next 2 attacks.
I'm gonna yell at it
bro.
after it bites
It
you.
is a fist that is 24 to hit on the first one,
Hit.
and they all have advantage because he's reckless. That is 18 to hit on the second one.
Hit.
You take.
Is it bludgeoning?
It will be bludgeoning, yeah.
Half
You take
damage.
14 points of bludgeoning damage on the first one as this massive fist socks you in the chest.
So -7.
The second one is 10 points of bludgeoning damage
So
as the second fist
-12.
smashes into you. Were these like
So
wild
much
animals, Bryn would be dead.
So then how many failures do I have then?
Right now you have none.
Oh, okay.
You're just making death saves.
Okay.
Next up
That is
is...
my
Oh, yes, your attack. Sorry. Go ahead.
for the first one.
Sentinel.
Oh, never mind. It's
You do have advantage because it is reckless.
oh. Yeah.
That'll hit.
20.
Oh, yeah, 20's a hit. Not a lot of armor on this demonic ape.
What was it? Let's pick a good D8. So 1 plus 3, 4 plus my rage, 6.
Well, the source of fear is something. You actually... It's a straight roll. I forgot frightened gives you disadvantage.
Oh yeah.
So add them all. That's straight roll, right? We'll just redo the roll. It's a straight roll. Just redo it.
Okay.
Yeah, my apologies. I forgot that you were frightened.
20 critical.
Yeah, okay. That's them's the bones. Yeah, that's a hit.
Is this double damage?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a crit. Yeah.
So I just times it
That's
by
the way
2.
she goes. Way she goes.
Yeah, you were
Good.
rolling 20s like
Take the
crazy
lumps.
last session.
Oh, 6 plus my strength, 9 plus 2, 12.
12.
Is that
points of
double?
damage. Double the
the
dice, not the
6
bonus.
is double, so it's 17 total.
17 total.
17. That's a lot of
Nice.
damage.
That is a lot of damage. Cool.
As your sword plunges deep into the chest of this ape, you get most of it in. There's still a bit of your blade exposed. And as it kind of turns its head and growls at you, you can see these huge tusks and this almost orange light seems to be emitting, coming out of its throat. You can see just the faintest light from inside of it. And you sink the rest of your sword even deeper as it takes quite a bit of damage. And as you pull it out, same thing. It's sizzling in the air with this hot blood. After Turmeric is the little one.
No, I thought.
Did I skip you?
I don't know.
I might have skipped you. Oh, that was your
that was my-
That was his
turn.
reaction.
Now it's Holden's turn. You're right.
How's that thing looking?
It took a bunch of damage. You can see this very thick, again, reminds you of like lava or magma. This very thick blood is now rolling down its back where Turmeric pierced it. Still upright and still very angry.
In attempt to capitalize on how deep the sword goes, I want to double hand bring my shield down in attempt to decapitate it.
It's an advantage.
You do have advantage, yeah. Because it is recklessly attacked.
Excellent. Fuck.
Oh gosh.
What is it, strength and proficiency on attacks?
Mm-hmm.
10, 15. 15.
Not a lot of armor on this big ape. That's a hit.
Wow.
It's big and it's strong and it's pretty fast, but other than that, it's
Okay, good.
nothing you can see, just natural armor on it.
Good. That's a double. Which is fucking what? 4 damage.
4 damage.
Yeah.
Okay. As you sock it with your shield, it doesn't even appear to notice as it is engaged. It has Turmeric's sword through it.
Yeah,
And there's this little, like, on the back.
bigger issues.
After holding his Turmeric.
I will attack it
Okay.
recklessly.
All right.
Oh,
Remember it, well,
double 4s and
Carry
then
on.
roll again.
no.
Let's go to jail.
So is that right?
Forest.
You're reckless, which is advantage, but frightened, which is neutral, but it's reckless, which is advantage. Okay, yep. There's like 4 levels of advantage and disadvantage stacking up right now. That is a miss.
6 plus, or it's, I rolled 4 +3 is 7, +2 is 9.
That's a miss. Your sword is wedged firmly in it, and as you're trying to pull it back, it wraps a massive hand around your hand and the front of your sword as you're trying to
Yeesh.
pull it back. After Turmeric is the little one, who will... continue to attack Bryn, I suppose, with its claws. Bryn, that is a 20 to hit. 20. You were down. Oh, you were down. Sorry. It attacks you with its claws. Unless it can get out without taking an attack of opportunity, which it cannot. Yeah, so it attacks you with its claws. You take 2 failed death saves. Unfortunately, as this invisible creature, I mean, it can't do anything else.
We shouldn't have taken this job.
You can't. I guess you can. So you can just see it on Bryn's chest. Basically, the claws just
We
ripping
can see
into
it now.
Yeah, it is visible. Yeah.
Oh,
Next is Lily's turn.
Oh my god.
gross.
Well,
Someone save her.
bloody.
Someone heal her.
I'm the healer.
Okay. Okay.
Oh no.
Shit. As a bonus action, I'm gonna do my right thing where it lasts till long or short rest, and I deal an additional.
Do you not have
4.
the right on already?
Yeah, but we weren't doing it right, so that was
Oh.
my fault. So
You're
as a
doing
bonus action, under my right, I imbue my sword, which is already on, but until a short or long rest, and then I deal an additional 1d4 right. So,
I feel like they're like way louder somehow.
they're really loud.
How are you doing that?
And then if I were to do my marked or my blood curse, then it's another d4.
Yeah,
so it'd
'cause
be
you can get
3
a
d4s.
3d4. Are you
Yes.
sure? Okay, I'll
I'm
verify
positive.
that. Roll like that for now, though.
So
I believe it.
anyways, I'm gonna bonus action that, and then I'm gonna go to Bryn.
It's all in your longsword, right?
Oh yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, take
The
a
lightning crackles down the blade. You go to
attack
Bryn. Okay.
opportunity.
Would I
Yeah.
take an attack?
If you move away, you
You're
will.
moving
Yeah.
away from this man.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, if you want to get all the way to Bryn, then yeah, you definitely will.
Would I take 2 or just 1?
Just one.
Just one.
It's only leaving somebody's attack range, not entering. What am I looking at? Oh,
Fuck.
right.
I think I can stop him. No, that's if he's moving.
It's only if he moves away.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
You take the attack of opportunity?
Yes.
Tap him.
No. All right.
As a reaction, can I use my hellish rebuke?
It's if it hits you, right?
Okay.
Is that correct, or is it if it attacks you? What does
No,
Hellish
if
Rebuke say?
it just says.
I think it has to hit you.
It just says a reaction. I think it does have to.
A
Hit.
reaction to an attack.
Yeah.
Well, double check because
It is.
he only rolls 11, so he doesn't hit you
Okay, so he doesn't hit me, so then no, I wouldn't.
as the
Dun,
fist.
dun.
Yeah.
But you might still be able to.
Is that
It depends. If it's a, I'll
I'm
that you?
pretty sure
type
that
it into
it's
my
just
phone
if
and find it.
I get hit.
Hellish Rebuke, the creature that damaged you, so
Yes.
you do have to be hits.
'Kay.
But it misses as its fist slams into the
Suck on
ground.
So that.
Suck on that magma face.
Start of its next
You'd
turn.
have to go here,
It
otherwise
has
you'd
advantage.
suffer
Pardon me. It
another
is
one.
still recklessly attacking. It has advantage. It still misses. That's the exact same roll.
All right. And then as an action, I'm going to use my potion
Okay.
and try to heal Bryn.
Sure. You pour it in her mouth. Easy peasy. plus two. Plus 2 onto those dice.
8.
8.
There you go.
Well,
Nobody's dying today.
not
Oh, yeah.
today.
Not today.
Also, Lily, do you have a fighting style? We need to
I
talk
do
about your
have
class
a-
after this. Okay. Are you using? You make sure you're using your fighting style.
What's a fighting?
You probably have dueling, right?
Yeah, I picked dueling.
Plus 2 to damage.
When wielding, I gain a +2 damage. It's already on my
Okay.
stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
as long as you're adding it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I have that?
I just only
also
mess
have
up
a-
sometimes.
regular health
My
potion.
stuff.
you deal with it.
Deal with it now.
You deal with this.
Yes,
Yeah.
Bryn, you are conscious once again. This little creature is on top of you, just clawing into you. Loop, you're up.
So I will circle around to directly behind Lily,
Okay.
so that I can hit the little one and not get hit by the big one. And then I will just attack the little one with my rapier.
Go ahead.
23.
That's a hit.
Nice.
For 4 piercing damage.
That is enough to skewer this little creature as it goes right through. And that creature is dead. Turmeric, you are no longer... The sense of just relief just falls over you as you are no longer frightened of that creature.
That thing was so ugly.
Anything else?
And that's it for me.
After loop is Bryn.
Okay, just a quick DM question.
Sure.
Since I have the bark on me, if I use the shield as a bonus action, does my AC stack or no?
It sure does.
Your
Yeah.
AC is 16 right now.
But 20 always hits, right?
A natural 20?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna stand up.
All right, half your movement to stand up.
Booyakasha.
I'm going to drink this potion.
Sure.
Ooh,
What?
because I need more life.
But you only have 19.
Oh, actually, you know what? I
Bonus
can.
action to chug your potion.
Yeah, it's bonus action.
Bonus
to
for
drink.
yourself. Yep. Action
Right?
for others is
Yeah.
what we've been doing.
Yeah.
Yep,
okay.
I wrote it down here
Nice.
somewhere.
Nice.
Bonus action on self, action on someone else.
Ooh, good one.
For 7,
Plus
2.
8, 9. So that puts me at
17.
Oh, you're
17.
basically full health.
Sure. As your wounds stitch closed. Anything else?
And then I guess I will attack.
Okay.
Or no. That was a bonus action, right?
Yep. You still have your action. You still have your attack and half your movement left.
Because my
Is
my
this-
yeah,
is
that was
this-
shield.
Is this what you're thinking of, Lily?
I'm gonna back away. No, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I'm gonna attack first,
Sure.
and then I'm gonna back away.
Sure.
You should use it to
I don't know what kills a demon. I'm gonna attack with magic missile.
magic missile.
Magic missile, first level.
Hit its crevices.
So it should only be 2d4 total, right? One for the right and then one for the amplify.
1d4 plus
And
1.
then
Where's
if I
the
were to
third
do the
D4?
blood curse, then it's a. My blood curse is
I see,
then
the
a.
malediction or whatever
So
that
I'm gonna
is.
do 2. Oh, it's cocked. 4, 8, 9, 10. 10 points of damage to the big one.
What kind of damage? Is magic missiles?
Yeah, magic missiles.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna back up.
What is force damage with magic missiles, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 10 points of damage. As these missiles slam into this thing, it is just this barrage where it is being driven down into the ground almost. It's and it does slowly on its knuckles stand back up, but it is looking pretty banged up at this point.
And then I'm gonna back up.
Sure.
And I'll take a attack of opportunity.
Where are you backing up to?
Let's go back.
He's already taken one, so I think you're free and clear.
You're right.
Oh,
He's used his
yes.
reaction
Okay,
this turn.
sweet.
Good save.
Back up! Back
Back
up!
up.
After Bryn is the biggin.
Buck up, buck up.
Who's he got? He will continue to attack to me.
Holden and Toomey.
Yeah, he'll continue to drive to me.
Spit in
he
his
will reckless
face.
again as he roars.
Uncalled for.
There are 3 attacks coming at you, Turmeric. He's going to use its multi-attack again.
And I'm going. Protect. Is this thing round? I've
This is
used
different
protection
round.
on.
You used protection on Bryn when
Bryn
Bryn got attacked.
previously, yep.
So
And
Your
I just
curse-
went again.
Sorry, your blood malediction also makes them not resistant to lightning if they are.
Yes, if I amplify.
Yes. Have you hit this one with that
I
amplify?
haven't made any
Not
attacks
yet.
yet.
Okay.
I'm just like ramming
Okay.
up my
Okay. There's
stuff.
so many effects to keep
Ramping
track of.
up.
getting ready for
I'm getting ready.
Everybody's got to really know their shit because it's I can't keep track of it all
My
anymore.
protection on the first attack to nullify the advantage on that first attack.
Okay.
First one.
Okay, so I
is
do have the
just
roll.
one.
That is 19 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay, the bite hits.
God damn.
He's very big. He's +7 to his attacks. He's very strong.
Wow.
That's not bad. Turmeric, you take 7 points of piercing damage from the bite.
Half.
And then the 2 fists come in. First one is a natural 20.
Oh,
Second
you
one.
didn't show us that one.
Is
Oh,
the-
no.
You're right. Second one is 23 to hit. When you have advantage, it turns
They all
out
hit.
crazy. Okay. First attack is
Didn't you do something more on the first
22.
one?
Yeah.
The crit
That
is
was just.
yeah. It just nullified the advantage.
Yeah.
The first fist, the crit is for 22 of bludgeoning. As
Points
this-
of damage?
So half of that is 11?
11, yeah. As this massive fist just cracks into your face as you reel back. You still conscious?
Yeah.
Okay. It'll attack you again. Ooh, this might not hit. 15?
That's it meets.
Meet or beat? Okay, that does hit you. That is 10 more points of bludgeoning damage.
So 5.
As the next fist
19.
cracks you again in the face.
Oh my goodness.
As you stagger back, not unconscious, right?
11. Is that right? My math right? No, my math wrong.
Two will
11,
figure his
10,
math
9.
out. Consciousness
2,
pending
10.
as turmeric is low intelligence. He like has to take a second to realize if he's dead or unconscious or what.
Oh, that's 12.
Holden, you're up. You're at 12.
Yeah.
Okay. This thing socked you, and like you slide back a few feet as these fists are just slamming into your face. Your boots are sliding in the sand, and you can feel your nose break.
I smile
Blood
at
goes
it.
down your face. Okay, Holden, you're up. Turmeric, you're on deck.
I will take my shield like this, right? And I will fucking just wallop it.
Sure.
At advantage.
That's a hit for show. For 24.
Oh, that's a hit. For show.
For show.
Get it.
For 6, 7, 8,
Nice.
19 9 damage.
9 damage. Okay. As you bring your shield down, math is hard over here as well. As you bring your shield down, and it like bangs off this thing's head. There's a minute where it kind of, it does seem dazed, where it sort of teeters on its feet, and, it kind of, and then shakes the stars. It's still on its feet, but it seems barely.
Okay, well then let's action surge that.
Okay.
Do I get advantage on this one as well?
Yep.
Yeah.
All attacks against it.
First one is 19. This time it's 17. So 19.
That's it.
Ooh, that's not so strong. 5. First hit's like this. Second hit's more of an uppercut with the flat of my shield for 7.
It is still on its feet, but as you bring your shield up into its jaw, the head flies back, and it has to put a hand behind it to steady itself as this massive, kind of demonic gorilla is still standing, but you can hear several sizzles as its blood lands on the ground.
Hang on, I got one more trick up my sleeve. How does Commander Strike work? Fucking cans are popping.
Probably know how to do.
I know, Matthew. This is
Look
a
it up
new.
on your
This is a new
phone.
thing.
Look it up on your phone.
What are you looking for?
Commander Strike, which is
A fighter skill?
when I take an attack action on my turn, you can forgo one of your attacks and use a bonus action. I think
You've already taken your attack
Yeah,
action.
good. That's it.
For future, though, what does it do? You can, for one of your attacks, use a bonus action to direct one of your companions to strike. Choose a friendly creature who can see or hear you and expend a superiority die. They can use their reaction to make a weapon attack, adding the superiority die to the damage roll.
Yeah.
Okay. You can do any of these, or do you only have Commander Strike?
I have 2 of them: Riposte, and Commander Strike.
And riposte is when they miss. You can use a
Oh,
reaction.
there
to
you
expend
go.
superiority die. Oh, look at that! You got the spell cards. Hell yeah! Cool.
Hellish Rebuke.
After
you know.
Holden is turmeric.
Do you have an extra?
Just take a picture of him.
Oh my god. Thanks.
I'm going to recklessly attack it.
Do it.
18 plus.
That's a hit.
Okay. My D8. 3 plus 3, 6 plus my rage is 8.
Is exactly enough. How would you like to do this?
I haven't killed a goddamn thing yet.
So
Come on,
Holden's gonna
Lita.
uppercut it, and its head's gonna fall back, and I'm just gonna slice its head back.
Sure.
Head off.
Yep. As it reels back, there's all that anyone who's in a holding their tomb to hear this shing, and then as the head hits the ground and the body falls to its knees and then collapses.
Yeah.
A moment later,
I'm gonna
as
spin it on it.
you spin on it, you can hear it sizzle as it hits the still
Disrespect.
very warm corpse of this creature. It is dead.
Drop it like it's hot.
And we are out of initiative order. For now.
Man,
Good grief.
Yeah.
all ramped up.
You need to stay out of combat, Bryn.
It's not like I was looking for it.
Yeah, you're right.
It just came at me.
Yeah,
Okay.
we need to get better at preparing
Yeah.
things. And
I definitely, did not prepare appropriately.
You should just every 8 hours just cast.
I
it.
know. I have a note to self. I got it.
I still have my potion.
I need to do that more.
I'm gonna just run up ahead as my lichen form, see if there's anything.
Running up by yourself, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give
I'm
your
right.
perception check. You're keeping your eye out.
Can I roll to see what do I know about demons?
Advantage?
Would I know anything about it?
You can roll a
Like a
give me
knowledge-
religion check in this case.
Religion?
Yeah.
Can I?
Would you roll, Lily?
10.
You don't see anything. There's a minute where you run 30 feet ahead, 40 feet ahead, 60 feet ahead, and as you realize that you are a little isolated from the rest of your companions, this sudden thought of these invisible creatures swarming over you crosses your mind, but luckily it doesn't seem to happen. What'd you roll for your
12.
12?
No.
You don't really know. You're not sure. You don't know. They appear to be fiendish or demonic in nature, but
That's all I really know.
yeah, you don't really recognize these specific creatures.
Is the head that I chopped off still like hot and warm? Or is it like
Yeah, as you bring your hand to it, yeah, it does appear to be hot.
I could touch it and stuff? Pick it up?
You
Doesn't
if
burn
you want
me?
to. There doesn't seem like it's going to. As you bring your hand close, it's warm, but it's not. Without touching it, you're not really sure.
I'll touch it.
Okay.
Just to test it.
It does not burn you, but it is very warm to the touch.
Okay.
Like unpleasantly warm.
I'm gonna tie it up and put it on my waist. Just
Okay,
the head.
as you're lifting it up,
knew you were gonna do that.
the gore and the blood, the viscera is dripping out of the bottom of this head. Is very much too hot for you to touch. You watch as a couple drops of it land on leaves and they burst into flame.
Can I
And
like-
as you are bringing it to your waist, Regis is like, I might not put them maybe on the other side for me if you must.
Okay, I'll put it on the other side.
Okay.
Can I like?
You're gonna
Drip it out?
to the best of your ability. You can, but you might take some errant damage here and there as pieces of this, what is basically lava, fall onto your pants.
All right, I'll toss it.
Okay.
What about the other one? No, I didn't chop the head off.
And as
the
you
other
throw it
one.
over your shoulder, you can hear this like this spray of gore out of it, which covers the tree behind you as it bursts into flames.
Oh
I don't know if I should carry this around.
And one of the trees behind you.
does it look like it's gonna spread?
You watch it for a few minutes and it doesn't. Fortunately, it kind of burns itself out. It is still a living tree, but there's a good few minutes there where everywhere it touched, these very bright white flames burn pretty intensely.
It's a lot of smoke going into the sky now.
Should I just leave it?
I mean,
It's a good trophy.
probably
It's the first head I cut off so far.
probably should just leave it.
Fine. I'll just leave it.
I mean, if you would have bought your own pot, you could have put it in the pot.
Oh, can I use it?
No, that's for the food.
For the food, we don't want.
I mean,
Lava
imagine how
in it.
much quicker it'll cook food.
It'll burn the food. That's not how cooking food works.
Okay, fine. I'll leave the head.
Middle will be
I'll leave my souvenir
uncooked.
of my first decapitation.
Maybe you
that's-
can
that's-
collect them later.
Yeah, it's a milestone for sure.
You're gonna need a bigger belt eventually.
Heads shrink eventually, don't they?
You could probably get someone to
Do
shrink
they?
them for you.
I don't know.
Certainly hope not.
They'll shrivel up. Fine. I'll leave it.
I'm sure you can find a witch doctor later to shrink them up.
Yeah, maybe. Put it on a necklace. Little baby heads.
So Lily, nothing up ahead.
Nope, we're good.
Well, I'm feeling awfully.
So we'll keep moving. We got to be a little bit more alert.
Should we take a rest?
I feel like that's one of our mantras always as a group. It's like, we should just really pay more attention.
After the fact, that's one of our mantras.
What time of the day is it?
It's getting on towards evening at this
Late
point.
afternoon.
Yeah. It's probably, you gets about 5 or 6. Probably another, maybe 3 hours of full daylight, you'd guess.
How far do you think until we get to the cave?
Should be there.
Or how
by
long
now.
have we been walking?
You've been walking about an hour, I think we said. Somewhere in there.
I think we're almost there.
Yeah, so you would guess maybe another hour and a half.
So I don't know. Do you guys want to walk and chance that we run into some more, or?
Well, we could make it to our destination. By that time, it might be getting on to be dark, and
Camp out outside
look
of the
around.
creepy cave.
yeah,
Yeah, we'll just have to be
Extra alert.
extra careful.
more alert.
So we keep saying.
Starting now.
I can definitely try to send Salem maybe ahead this time.
Salem should have caught this in the first one.
I mean, I sent him behind.
Oh, you sent him behind.
I think these guys came out of the woods, so. Because I thought someone was following us, so.
We've got our own built-in recon Liga.
Well, her in
Liga.
front and Salem behind.
Okay.
But I guess someone needs to be paying attention to the sides.
I'll pay attention to the left side.
Okay, let's just keep moving.
Yeah, let's get on.
Okay, I'll focus on the right then.
All right, roll a perception check as you proceed.
Everybody.
Some of you banged and bloodied from this most recent encounter.
I feel hot.
Even with this
Almost a
exhaustion.
1.
That's cocked.
19
Shit.
for the left side.
Fuck.
14 for the right side.
10 for front.
We're being alert. Matthew.
Salem at the back.
What about the back? What's the back
Salem
roll?
at the back.
What do you roll?
Oh, I have to roll for Salem, right? What is it? Perception still?
Mm-hmm. It was a very thorough watch as
11 from
you all
behind.
basically back to back, like constantly spinning in a circle, slowly make your way through the woods. After about another 40 or so minutes of walking, peering through the trees, you notice the forest is growing darker and seems to be getting more twisted. The trees more gnarled. There's less undergrowth as well, where it seems that you are kind of just walking on almost dirt now. But you do see some sort of at first you're not really sure, some sort of a shape in the distance. And as you get closer, it appears to be a cliff, which rises about 20 feet out of the earth. And at the base of this cliff, you can see what appears to be a small opening or a cave. Around the area appears to be completely free of vegetation. The forest, almost very unnaturally, seems to end in a kind of half circle ring around this area. But there is one very dead, gnarled, and twisted tree, which, even compared to the others you've seen, the boughs kind of spiral off. It doesn't have any leaves, but it sits just to the right of this cave entrance.
Is there, do we notice anything on it? Like any kind of ruins or anything that looks magical?
Would you like to enter this clearing area? Would you like to step out of the forest and into this very unusually.
Nope, I just want to look from the distance.
Okay, roll perception check.
9.
No, it appears to just be a tree.
I'll walk up to the tree.
Okay,
I'll follow Turmeric as well.
sure. You notice it is very quiet as you're walking up. There's no bird song. You don't hear any insects. Just your feet crunching off the ground below.
I'm gonna look at my blink cat wolf.
Sure.
See if she smells anything around the tree. Okay, I'm gonna go up to it and just start touching the tree.
Okay.
Feeling it.
Okay. All right. What's everybody else doing?
I want to check out the tree and try to determine if I can figure out how it died or why it died.
Sure. As Turmeric is like stroking the tree.
I'm going to be watching from behind the path from where we came.
Yeah, I'll be hanging back and kind of watching around.
How far away
as well.
from us are they?
Or what?
The rest of them?
Like a
Not far.
clearing?
This clearing is only about 20 feet, give or take.
No.
And as you're kind of looking at the space, this cliff, it seems like something. It reminds you, or very much seems as though a like piece of stone has erupted out of the earth, or maybe fallen. But it is this very strange piece of stone that this cave is into. It doesn't seem like a natural cliff or fault.
Jameson.
Yeah, which one?
Turmeric, as you're touching this tree,
Regular ass.
You contract the poison and
Yeah, I
die.
was like, oh, all the wax.
as you're touching this tree, Turmeric, kind of feeling up on it, there's this flash of movement very, very quickly where the boughs suddenly seem to become fluid and like ropes or tentacles. And as you're touching it, they wrap around both your hands and pull very taut, pulling you tight against the tree.
Can I like resist?
You could try. You could roll a athletics check if you want
Like
to try.
vines coming off the tree?
The boughs of the tree themselves, which were previously up in the air, have reached down, much like hands, and grabbed onto Turmeric's.
We just have to feel every trap, eh?
Was it athletics?
Yes.
18.
Ooh.
18 is actually enough. You are able to pull out of this thing's grasp as you do. And all of you, or you can hear, seemingly coming from the forest around you, echoing around the clearing, you can hear this very soft laughter.
All from all around, like there's no source of it?
It doesn't seem to be.
I'm gonna boom my voice.
Holy cow.
Be like, what's so funny?
And you can hear it echo back. What's so funny? What's so funny? What's so funny?
I'm like, nobody touch this tree.
This is very peculiar.
And as you do pull free of it, it straightens back up as the boughs, with the creaking and groaning of wood, kind of straighten themselves back to their original position.
Did you say the tree is like right beside the entrance of the cave?
It's pretty close, yeah, within 5 feet.
But it doesn't attempt to capture him again?
It hasn't yet.
So as I like pull away, I'm gonna fall. I'll fall on my back and just look up at Loop. I'm like, what do you think of this?
Hold that
Magical.
thought as I try and figure out what I think of this. So can I determine, like, what's the effect? Like, why is this tree...
Roll a nature check.
At advantage?
Natural 1.
Oh, man.
You've heard of tree ants before. You've heard of a couple different living tree creatures. You're not really sure.
So I will speak in Sylvan to the tree.
Ooh, I know that language.
Okay.
D. And I will say, are you alive? Are you... Do you need help? Are you hurting?
What languages does everyone speak real fast?
Dwarven.
Orcish and common.
Yeah, we don't need to say common.
Halfling and Sylvan.
Undercommon, infernal.
Elvish, Sylvan, Abyssal, and Infernal.
Ibiza.
So only Bryn
party
recognizes the response, which appears to be delivered in Abyssal.
What is Abyssal?
As Bryn, you can hear this voice say, what was even the question, sorry? What was...
are you alive? Are you in pain? Can we help you?
Yes, you can hear this voice, Bryn, say, what is alive?
When I hear it, like, does it sound like common to me?
No, it's Abyssal.
Like that you hear the
speak
language,
and understand
right?
Abyssal.
Okay.
So they all that everyone else hears is this
Just
very strange, like
voice.
it's these kind of overlapping whispers, these seemingly come from everywhere.
Okay. I'm just gonna be like, he's definitely talking Abyssal, and he just said, "What is alive?"
Communicate with it.
What should I ask him?
Talk to it.
See what it wants. See
Why isn't it giving water?
Kate, so I will stay in Abyssal. I'll ask him, why have you stopped the stream?
A moment passes, and you hear a response. I didn't.
Ask about the sacrifice.
all you guys hear is this very strange, like.
Okay, I'll communicate back to the team. He says he didn't stop the stream.
So ask why the stream stopped after the ritual was performed.
Okay, I'll ask him, is there something that's is there something that is causing the stream to be blocked?
You don't seem to get a response.
Would you permit us passage into the cave to investigate what might be blocking this stream?
It's like the great Deku tree.
After a moment, it does respond. An offering given for a gift received.
Sounds, yeah. What kind of offering do you require?
And you can all hear this word, which appears to be delivered in common, as this voice, much more sinister, whispers, blood. And you can hear it echoing, blood, 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 blood.
See, I knew I should have brought that head with me. Could have offered
You
that
need
blood.
You need blood?
So, looks like this creature is looking for an offering for passage into this cave. An offering, as you clearly heard, of blood.
Like,
about-
unwrap my...
How about we
Like, this
just...
is still fresh. We could use this if you guys want it.
I mean, I can ask him.
What if we offer not to burn him down?
No.
As you're saying this, the boughs very menacingly seem to quiver and shake, even though there's no breeze.
Backing up.
I feel like this creature might. I feel like we're gonna experience a lot of resistance if we go into this cave without an offering.
Do we know what
I don't-
abyssal is? Is it evil or...
Would I know that? I've
You would
assumed because
know
I
that
studied
it
the
is
language.
the language of. It is kind of.
Is it like a religious?
Well, that would be
Figurehead?
infernal.
Okay. I'm not actually familiar with what these languages.
It's the language of fiends.
Oh, fiends.
So-
Yes.
baddies?
Fiends
Yeah.
and demons, not to be
Okay.
confused with religious devils.
Right, okay. So yeah, so it would definitely be somewhat a creature that is malicious. That's malicious intent.
You hear Regis pipe up at this point. Well, you seem to speak Abyssal just fine, and you're not malicious. But devil's advocate here, I suppose. Anyways, I'll go back to counting the steps.
Ask what in particular. Like, yeah, like
I mean,
our blood
ask-
hunter.
Find out what this thing's doing here. Like what
Why it's here?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Okay. Okay, I will ask, why are you here, and why do you require a sacrifice from the villagers?
Why?
Like when they come to visit you, you require just blood from a single villager. Are you looking for a full body, or are you looking for an offering of blood?
You hear the same phrase that it said earlier. A price paid for a gift received.
Ask him what our gift received is.
No, you
for
don't know.
our price that we pay. I mean, he wasn't able to offer the water after the ritual. So what was the gift he gave for that blood sacrifice?
I see what you're saying. I mean, I think he's just gonna answer the same thing. Why don't we just
Ask him where. Where is this spot? Do we see anything like on the ground that might indicate like where
Blood droppings?
where blood has been
Dried
spilled
up.
previously?
No, it's they plain kind of
grassy
packed dirt. There's no grass, but it is just kind of packed dirt clearing with this cave entrance proceeding somewhere into this, what looks like a shard of stone that has shot up from inside the earth.
I'm gonna lift up
ask where.
the head
Sure.
and ask him if he's got any blood to offer.
Well, none readily available.
Like,
But
do you-
had I known, Baldur's Gate, a few
Do you bleed?
ampules. Well, no.
What? I'm gonna ask him what he thinks about this. Should we offer our blood?
Just the man in the village said he offered just a little cut on the palm. I remember him saying, but this is a little out of my area of expertise. I'll leave this to the professionals.
I thought you were a professional wizard.
Well, let's not forget who's hired who here.
You're right.
Employer and employee.
I'll take out my rapier
Oh,
Sure.
and just, I guess, let the blood drop onto the ground in front of me.
Sure. It does a few drops as it hits the dirt. For a moment, nothing happens. And then the blood seems to almost be sucked into the earth as it disappears from the dirt. And you can hear this groaning of wood and these crackling of roots as this, you're not sure, sound emerges from the mouth of the cave.
What did you do?
I'm gonna be like, did you just make a pact with the devil?
No one
fine.
can
It's
hear
gonna be
you in the room.
Everything's fine.
I'm saying it too loud, but anyways, okay.
It's like a different type of lock, right? I mean,
All right,
I just
yeah.
opened the lock.
See what happened.
Okay.
It's a key.
It's a key.
Can I try going into this cave now?
Sure. You want to bend down and look inside? It's about, you guess, maybe 2 feet by 2 feet.
Yes.
Right at the ground. Sure. As you look inside, you can see. You can see freshly disturbed earth, wet dirt, where something maybe moved out of the way of the cave mouth. But other than that, you can just see a dark passage that proceeds. You're not sure. It's pitch black inside.
Do you guys want to go in?
Do you want me to ask him if we're free to proceed?
Now let's
You
just
could.
go.
I could roll head into there. See what he sees.
I mean, you could.
No, we don't want to
I
put
don't
him in
think so.
danger.
Also, if it's dark, can he see in there?
I guess so.
Ask him.
Well, you could put a torch in his mouth.
Okay, I'll ask. If we're free to proceed.
No response.
No response.
I have some torches. Let's hand out. Bryn, can you light these?
Sure. I'll cast prestidigitation.
I actually have a dancing lights cantrip.
Ooh, what does that do?
It's just four torches that
Yeah.
float around me.
Well, you go in first. Leader.
You're the leader.
Lou?
I'll be right behind you.
You're kind of the lieutenant of tight spaces here.
All right, I'll go
It's
first.
2 feet high?
As long as you're right behind me, so I can get some light.
Yeah, I'll float a couple in front of you.
Okay.
I'll go
Follow
behind. Yeah.
I'll go in the middle.
These dancing lights come out of the shield's mouth.
Okay. As these 4
Luke,
globules of light are now
You-
floating around.
I'll go third.
Sure.
You want to go last? Just in case. Or
well.
you should go in the middle.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Just in case. Can I send Salem up ahead to run? It's a scroll. I have my stats. Hold on. Where are my stats?
You want him to what? Perception check?
Yeah.
Sure.
I just don't know if I assume scrolls can see in the dark.
No dark vision on you? Okay,
I have dark vision on me, but
Well, I have dancing lights. It's the first time I use my dancing lights.
I know. Do they dance?
Dancing.
They can, yeah.
light.
Do they make
Imagine them
noise?
like-
Or is it
No,
like
they're
birds?
just fire. Little magic fires.
Make a very slight, like, as they float past.
I want them to be like a warm red light, red flame.
Sure.
Cozy.
Yeah.
Yeah, cozy light.
What are we talking, like 5700K here?
Yeah.
Nice
Yeah.
warm white. All right.
It has dark vision for 30 feet.
Okay. Go ahead, roll perception check.
Natural 20.
Okay.
And
s-
for clarification, are we like hands and knees crawling in here?
Yeah, for the first part you will, and for the bigger folks like Turmeric, it is a tight squeeze in some spots, where you can feel it pressing on your chest and your back at the same time, which is very unnerving.
I'll have my wolf in front of me.
Sure. Your blink cat.
Yep.
Salem is able to see this cave opens up after it's about 10 feet. It appears to open up quite a bit.
How does that
And-
communicated to you?
Yeah, like, okay, so if I go into like a transform, am I able to still walk or I have to be still?
You can move, but you can't see.
Right, so I could still move forward. So maybe I'm going to...
Are you trancing, or are you...
No.
Because your familiar can communicate with you non-verbally.
Okay, then I'll do that.
Sure. Salem is able to... I think it can. Let me verify
Yeah.
that.
I'll double check, but I think I have my cards too.
Yeah, so you can communicate Well, it says you can
Telepathically?
communicate with it telepathically.
Yeah.
You can see through your familiar's eyes. During the time you're blind, you can temporarily dismiss your familiar. You can't have more than familiar time. Information to cast a spell.
You can. Oh yeah, you can communicate with it telepathically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll have it.
That's a little ambiguous, but
It
I
says
think...
up to 100 feet.
Well, does that mean that you can speak to it and give it commands? But does that mean it can...
Oh yeah.
I think communicate
right.
implies two-way. I don't. I think
okay.
it implies two-way.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll say it does.
Okay.
Salem is able to let you know that
Sure.
the cave opens up
Okay.
quite a bit. What else does he tell you? How far ahead are you sending him? I mean, up to 100 feet.
Yeah, up to 100 feet.
Yeah, that's about all. The cave gets bigger.
Okay.
Doesn't appear to be anything inside it.
I'll have him just following ahead 100 feet
Sure.
as we go.
Sure. As you proceed through this cave, you're still walking on the stream bed. You can feel the sand underneath your feet. As you're looking around in here, the walls seem to be smooth, polished, almost. They look like, where there are no rough edges on the rocks. And you can see these very strange white bands, some kind of a. You're not really sure, a lichen or something on the stone appears to be relatively high in the chamber, which is about 20 feet high, and it's about a 20 feet tunnel almost. And as you proceed, about 100 more feet, and Salem alerts you that she has spotted something up ahead.
Like a figure or...
Something.
You're not a blue wall. You're not really, the information you're getting doesn't really make sense.
Okay. I will tell the team to proceed with caution. There's something up ahead. I'm unsure if it's a creature or a magical magical, something in magical nature, but just
Oh man.
slowly.
Can someone heal me?
I can. Do you need to be healed?
Never mind. I got a potion. I'm gonna take my potion.
Sure. Yep. Take your potion.
I'm gonna cast mage armor on
Okay.
myself.
Cast your mage armor.
Yeah. Speaking of,
As this spectral force
9 points.
solidifies around you. Do you remember to add your 2 for the potion? +2, right, for the potion?
Yeah.
Okay. Can someone erase the combat map for me? Here's the water. While I set the scene.
I'm gonna go to the washroom while I set it.
I got no more potion.
Okay.
No more healing.
So, Bryn has alerted everyone that there's something up ahead, and it's kind of called the stomp. What does everybody else do? About 100 feet ahead.
100 feet ahead, and we're still crawling.
No, it is opened up. You're able to walk in here.
Okay.
It's about a 20-foot. I mean, it's not perfectly circular, but roughly circular. A 20-foot cave or tunnel.
I'm whistling.
Yeah,
Making noise.
sure. You can hear it echoing back as you do, and then it's echoing. Okay. And Regis said this was like, maybe not the best idea,
Oh, okay.
proceeding into
All right.
unknown territory and all that, but far be it from me to tell the Syndicate how to do their jobs.
Oh, Regis.
Oh, turmeric.
But it's still single file, right? Kind of.
You could walk, like it is like a roughly, as you get closer to the edges of the chamber, like it starts to slope up, but you could walk 2 at a time, maybe even 3 at a time. It would be a little cumbersome, but
It's just 20 feet high.
I will draw the chamber.
Sure.
And you said the walls look smooth.
They do, yeah.
Is it like smooth from the water rushing through it, or?
So here's the riverbed, and then it kind of curves up to, this would be the wall. If that makes sense. This is where it gets vertical.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. They're supposed to be symmetrical. Erase that outside line. Yeah, so the center is the stream bed where you're walking, and it is relatively flat. And then the edges of the map are where it is like vertical. You know, this chamber curves up.
Like, is that to scale? Like, that's only.
Well, you've been walking in this
40
for quite a few hundred feet.
Oh, okay.
And we'll say the edge there. That is where Salem has alerted people to danger. That far edge. You'll be coming this way.
Cool.
But
we'll
you have
come in
not.
another?
It doesn't matter. But you have not approached it yet. You are still, like I say, about 100 feet away from this area when Bryn called the stop.
Is there any light coming from that area? It's just dark.
You can roll a perception check if you want. It's hard to tell, probably with the dancing lights and the torches and
I
things.
guess, yeah.
But
I could send Salem through it. I don't know if that would matter.
Oh.
Do you smell or hear anything, Lil?
15 for if I can see anything up ahead.
you actually can make out this very faint bluish glow.
Bluish glow. Okay.
It's very, very faint.
What do you see?
Something blue. Something blue that's glowing.
I wonder
Water?
if we should detect magic.
Yeah, I can ritually cast detect magic if we got 10 minutes to spare,
Yeah.
I
Stop
think
here.
or I can cast it quick time if we're in a hurry.
We're not in too
I got
much
10
of a hurry.
minutes.
Yeah,
We're
I
trying
think
to
we
be
have 10 minutes.
Cautious
Cautious,
and
yeah.
alert, so
okay.
we can.
All right. Take that 10 minutes.
Okay. Anyone else do anything in this time?
Can I just sit and listen and see if I can hear anything, smell anything?
Yep.
Okay.
Roll me perception.
I'm gonna cast, or ritually cast, talk to animals.
Okay. I knew it was coming eventually. Sure. So that'll all come together at the same time. Detect magic and speak with animals.
17.
17.
Or hear or smell.
It's you as Loop is casting his and Turmeric are casting their spells, you can hear their voices reverberating back, almost as though, from the sound of it, you would think this chamber comes to an end. It very much sounds like your best guess is the chamber ends. From what you hear, you can hear the echoes coming back in such a way that they haven't proceeding down this tunnel, and it sounds like it might end 100 feet up.
Okay.
10 minutes pass if nobody's doing anything in that time. Detect magic finishes. You, other than the things you would expect, Regis, the few magical items, if you have any left on you that have been confiscated or anything in Baldur's Gate, but no magic in the area that you can ascertain. Remind me the radius is 30 feet?
30 feet, yeah.
Okay. And it lasts for
10 minutes.
Okay. Speak with Beast is also done.
I'm going to talk to Wolf.
Sure, what do you want to say?
Hey, Wolf. How are you doing? It's been a long time since we talked.
This little kitten in your hand looks up at you. It has been a while since we spoke. I was hoping we might have a little chin wag at some point.
Oh, wow. So, how are you doing?
Oh, yeah, it's hard to complain. Life of adventure sure beats the pet shop, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it does. Do you need anything right now?
Well, I'm doing okay right now. Kind of looks around the place.
Hungry?
I mean, if you got some food, I wouldn't say no.
All right, I'll give him a fish.
Sure, as you do it. Oh, well, thank you kindly. And it takes the fish to his mouth, and as it's eating it, pretty good.
So can you see pretty well down here?
Well, not great. It's kind of shades of gray up to about, let's say, I might guess 30 feet if I had any context of what distance was.
All right. Do you mind if you blink up ahead and tell me what you can see?
Well,
blink back if
since
there's
you
any
asked so
trouble.
nicely, why don't you roll an animal handling check with advantage?
Advantage. 13. 13.
13?
Minus 1. 12.
Well, since you asked so nicely, I suppose I could. Just wait here. And he disappears. 4 or 5 minutes pass, and he blinks back into your hand. Well, some kind of a big blue ramp. I guess really cold as you proceed further into this
Cold and
area.
a big blue ramp?
That's about what I saw. Ramp, like a thing people walk up sometimes. I've seen them to get to higher places up on the ground.
Oh yeah,
like
a
those,
ramp.
what are they? Like those rectangular things people always walking up and down. Stairs, just like stairs,
Yeah,
but
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, a little smoother.
Smoother stairs. That's
right.
nice.
How is, like, are you speaking common words?
He's meowing. And then the cat.
Okay.
And it's like this. It's very much this, like two cats talking to one another.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, we don't understand the conversation.
No.
Oh, I've always wanted to ask. Are you okay with the name Wolf?
Well, I think it's pretty cool. Pretty tough.
All right, we'll keep it to that.
All right,
then.
sounds
Unless
good.
you've got a different name you want.
Well, I'll let you know if I think of anything.
You got a great voice, by the way,
Oh,
Wolf.
thanks. Hey, you too. You too. I look forward to seeing how and if it changes as I grow.
Awesome. All right, I'm gonna relay my message or what Wolf's seen to the group.
So, like,
Blue ramp and
nothing dangerous?
yeah, I didn't really ask him that.
A blue ramp?
Anything dangerous up there, Wolf?
How long does Speak with Beast last?
I think it was like 10 minutes.
Well, I mean, something weird. Nothing explicitly dangerous, I don't think, but
He says it's safe.
Okay. Okay,
Let's do it. Let's just go up there.
Can one be taught to speak to animals? Like,
are you asking the DM?
yeah.
It's a magic spell.
Yeah.
I suppose anything is possible.
There you
Under the right circumstances, most people can learn at least a little magic.
Do you want to learn?
You guys want to go?
Yeah.
Well,
It'll be a conversation for later.
all right.
Yeah, let's walk up there and see what we're looking at here.
Okay, I'll go first in case I can sense any magic in front of us.
Sure. Loop, as you are proceeding, it's very strange where you've noticed this before, and this is kind of the only reason that you even are able to suss out anything with your detect magic, but it's not that you detect magic per se as much as you detect almost a void, this blank space where even though detect magic is not lighting anything up, there is always a little bit of hum, a little bit of background magic in the world, which seems to vanish 30 feet ahead of you. Looking ahead, it just appears to be the cave as normal.
What is this ramp that the cat was talking about?
You don't see it yet.
Oh, we're not there yet?
No.
Okay.
You would guess maybe somewhere in the next 30 to 60 feet of tunnel.
Shall we?
So I'll let Bryn know specifically. It looks like there's absence of magic up in the area, so I don't know if that means your spells will be affected or not, but keep that in mind.
Okay. Oh, that would be terrible.
You guys carrying up the cave?
Yep.
Sure. Loop, as you cross this threshold, it gets very cold suddenly. The temperature drops by, you would guess, yes, it is probably somewhere around -10, -15. You can see your breath.
Blah. Wow.
And you can feel the metal on all your armor grows cold very fast. And you step back a step, and it appears to grow 20 degrees warmer. And you step forward, and it appears to get cold. And there appears to be this very hard divide between these temperatures.
Whoa.
Hey everyone, come stand over here and check this out.
And
I go.
everybody notices it.
Is that divide where like the magic dies out, like you were saying?
Is it?
Yep.
Can I put my hand on the other side and try to cast prestidigitation and see if it works? I'm gonna cast like a fire.
Yeah, it does. The fire forms in your hand.
Can I find that middle spot?
Yeah, it takes a bit of sussing out, but yeah, you can. It appears to be a sheer vertical like slice where
And one side's cold, one side's really hot.
that's correct.
But because of what she did, it's not like a threshold where magic ceases to exist.
Doesn't appear to be.
What's going on here?
And with detect magic, as you cross this threshold, you notice the same effect. This blank void, but now it's behind you, where it seems that detect magic cannot cross this threshold.
That's what I was asking about, where she tries to cast prestidigitation.
Yeah, it works.
Through it?
It works.
Vegetation.
Oh,
You can cast in that area, but as you are using your detect magic on the other side, you get the same effect looking back, where back the way you came, it now seems that all the magic is
I see.
been sucked out of the world in a way.
That's certainly strange.
And Turmeric, as you're crossing back and forth, Regis, you can hear him. Strangely, he's usually very boisterous and excited, but he just very quietly says, "Curious, very curious."
I'm gonna like kind of grab his chin. I'm like, what are you
Stop that.
sensing over here?
Some sort of just a sheer change in temperature. It's very unusual. I'm not sure what to make of it yet, to be honest. There's several theories in the thousands, but I'm narrowing them down. I'll let you know when I've got it down to, say, 5 or 6.
All right, you just keep me posted.
What is it like? Is this where the ramp is?
You don't see it?
Oh,
No. I
So
mean, there is still, in this 100 feet, there is still 60, 70 feet of tunnel ahead of you that is dark. You can see up to the limit of your lights and a little bit beyond, but
and it's just a clear divide.
yeah.
Well, not really clear, but like there's we're in magic, we're out of magic.
Yeah.
Me as a not Avid magic user. Like, do I even sense something?
You notice it gets cold when you step across it.
Cold, yeah.
You can see your breath. You notice that frost starts to crawl across your shield as it.
Holy, like.
It is, yes, very cold. And then you step back and it all melts. And you can step back in and it freezes you again.
Can I see, does Salem go through the divide as well?
Seems to. Yeah. There is a minute where she pauses before she goes through it. Seems to be aware of the barrier, but can cross.
She was able to.
I'm gonna take Myrtle from off of my head and put her in my shirt.
Okay.
It's so cold.
It's cold, yeah. It's good thinking.
Very cold. Interesting.
Keep going, you guys.
Yeah, I'll send
Yeah, we came this far.
I'll send Salem to check out the rest of what we're walking into.
He lets you know that whatever this blue ramp is appears to be about 40 feet ahead.
I think the
50
music
feet
died.
ahead. I know.
Okay.
I'm on it.
Oh, okay.
I'm on it, buddy.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, because it's silent.
Would you like to cross
in
the threshold?
here.
I think we have.
I
Yeah, we're
think we
crossing.
have
Yeah,
to.
we don't have any more music.
Oh, we're good.
Alright. As you step into this space, looking around, the dancing lights now having crossed over with you, it appears to be made, the stone has changed, you've noticed, where it is still this polished smooth, but it appears to be this green, it reminds you very much of almost like jade, but dull, like if it weren't a gemstone, this very green alien stone. And as you proceed forward, you are able to see something kind of sparkling, glinting in the distance. And as you approach, you can see what appears to be this blue, either glass or you would guess in the temperature ice. This very sheer. It's more of a wall than a ramp. It's so steep, but you are able to see. It appears to fill the chamber as well, from what you can see ahead.
Well, this is
When you say ice, is this sort of like, oh, well, this is what stopped the water?
You're not sure. You don't know from where and what you can see.
I'm gonna vocalize. Oh, this is what seems to have stopped the water.
So you think if we break it, the water will flow?
or like heat it up.
What do you guys think?
I could try to
Have a-
smash
It's just like how big is this wall? Is it? It's a wall of ice, or
Are you approaching? How close are people getting?
I think we're like
Yeah.
As
enough to
as you're
see.
walking up to, you can hear this. You're not sure this bang, this that echoes. It sounds quite far away, but you can hear something echoing. You just heard it there. Whatever that is, you can hear it in the distance, echoing towards you.
Oh, it sounds like something's falling. That's cool.
So this ice ramp is kind of like this. It fills most of the chamber. It seems to fill most of the chamber. And as you get closer, you can see there is a very slight gap between the top of the chamber and this ramp where it's about... well, when I say slight gap, it's about maybe 5 or 6 feet. Someone could squeeze through easily enough. But the slope of this ramp is like, 80 degrees almost. It is very, very steep. And you get the sense you would have to, if you wanted to go up, climb up it.
Can I try? Climbing
Sure.
up it?
As you draw closer as well, you can see on the edges of the chamber, like this ice does not go completely edge to edge. There is what seems like a lip of stone kind of on either side.
Mm-hmm.
Which I will draw in orange, I guess. Where it seems like this is kind of imagine like a channel almost that this river is in. It very much gives you the sense of it reminds you of some of the waterways in Baldur's Gate, where this very much gives you the sense of construction that this water, which is now ice, would have once
So this
been
is kind of
funneled through.
Like a ledge?
lack of better word, yeah, a ledge.
Yeah, you get the sense that if you're able to get up this ice, there is a ledge to either side that presumably might not be covered by this river.
Guys wanna?
I'll go up there. Is that what you're asking?
Well, I mean, it's a steep ledge. We're gonna have to like help everybody up. So
Yeah.
help me with my other side of shield, and we can boost
If someone
everybody.
gets up there and drops a rope, you
Yeah.
should be able to get up.
We got the
Alright.
shield to boost.
Or you can shield.
Is the shield enough to boost up
I
there?
mean, we got so much rope.
It's
We might as well.
Yes.
I mean, between me and
It's
Turmeric.
about 20 feet tall. So
oh, that is tall.
remember the
That's
chamber's about 20 feet. So you would guess like maybe a little bit more on the diagonal.
I'll try going up one of the sides.
Now would be
Sure.
the
As
time
soon
to
as
have a
you,
disc.
as soon as your hand touches the ice, it burns you. It is cold, and you take
No.
1 point apparently of cold damage.
No, good. I was
as your hand sticks to it, and you have to quickly rip it off.
I don't think we could go up this, guys. And it's pretty cold.
Well, it's because
Like,
Your skin was touching it,
do
right?
these
Is it-
ledges?
So
You
those
can't see
those go
those
floor
ledges?
to ceiling. Yeah, you cannot climb up
Okay.
the. You will have to find some way if that is your goal to.
What about like my boot? Can I put my boot to it? Does it still freeze me?
After about exactly 6 seconds, your boot grows cold enough that you take 1 more point of cold damage.
No.
shit, that's cold.
But you do have a little bit of time, as long as no bear skin is touching it.
You're half bear skin.
It is, yes. It is very cold. It is like the equivalent of minor frostbite. You know, you are not at risk of freezing solid immediately, but it is minor frostbite.
So sorry. What is this here?
It-
like the
this
walkway, a ledge.
green stone that you've been seeing. This appears it's much smoother and seems purposely built. You would guess that you
Oh, we
would
could go
kind
up
of
there.
guess this was a channel to funnel this river or whatever this is.
I have burning hands. I don't know
Try it.
if like I tried to burn like a little corner here so that we could get a rope up or boost someone up on the ledge.
Do it, do it, do it, do it.
Spell though.
I'm gonna take my greatsword and start smashing at the ice.
Sure.
What I need for burning hands.
It appears to have no effect.
Ugh.
Your sword is ringing off this ice as though it were steel, where even though you're bringing the bladed edge down and you expect chips and snow and pieces of it to fly off, it is unmarked.
If we did the shield boost to your loop, do you think we can launch you up there 20 feet? You'd be okay with that?
Let's try it.
Like
Only if you're
mean-
okay with that.
It's.
And then maybe you could find like a something we can tie a rope onto.
I mean, sure. Let's.
What if you turn into something that's like
give it a try?
a cold resist
I also have pitons.
polar bear? Is there
Uh,
polar bears in this world?
They exist, yeah.
Yeah, there are. I mean, I've never turned into a polar bear before. I don't know if I'm.
I heard goats are really good at climbing. Greatest of all time. Goats.
I don't think they have cold resistance. What about like a penguin?
Penguin would be cool.
I think they have like cold resistance, no?
I don't know how well
Cold-blooded
penguins
animal.
can climb.
I don't think penguins can.
No, we could just chuck them up there. And then just Could we throw them 20 feet?
Catapult. Little penguin.
I mean, if we take a short rest, I could produce... Is that my short rest? No. It'd have to be a long rest. I could use my disc.
So
my
like
floating
what I was
disc.
saying, just launch you up there. Maybe find a handhold or find something to tie a rope onto or smash in a piton.
Yeah, we can give it a shot.
All right,
I feel like...
let's do this. I'm excited.
Sure, yeah. What are you guys doing?
Are you like sure? Like I can't see up there. I don't know what kind of dangers there are.
I mean,
What about bird?
worst case is I'll just jump back down.
Yeah.
That's a spirit.
All right, I'll grab one end of the shield.
Sealed launch.
Okay, sure. You guys are gonna try to launch a loop through this gap.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll me an athletics check, I guess. Each of you.
Uh-oh. Well, we both have good athletics. Oh, he doesn't.
13.
20.
Okay. you're able to launch Loop. Yeah, the strength is there easily enough. As
3 feet.
I mean, Loop only is like 35 pounds, so you're able to throw him up. Loop, give me an acrobatics check to see how this landing goes.
12.
12. So you do make it through the gap. It is a pretty big gap for you.
So to clarify, we want to launch him onto this ledge, not onto the damaging ice.
You rolled a 12.
The gap.
Okay.
And you're able to see, as you launch up, you're able to see that there is apparently a walkway that goes to either side of this ice river. Where the ice does not seem to overflow the sides. But with a 12, you clip a piece of the tunnel as you fly up, and you do land in the center of the ice.
I jump up as fast as I can and get off as fast as I can.
Sure. And you are able to, well, the way you land, your skin will touch.
Yeah.
So you do take one round of cold damage, 2 points of cold damage. As you are able to scurry quickly over to the stone ledge.
Dig around in my little side pouches and throw a couple pitons up and the little hammer that I used to
They can't see the top of
hammer
the...
them in. I don't know where they land.
In the center of the river.
I'm going to try to aim at where Luke
Okay,
is.
sure. They're close enough that... and you have
There's
learned that
nothing
you can
up
spend a
there.
round on the ice without taking damage, as long as you don't end your turn there. So you're able to scurry out and grab, if you wish, these pitons that come skittering up.
Okay.
They can't see the top of the drawing,
No, yeah, we'll move it down. Don't worry.
but there's nothing up there anyways. From
And then I'll hammer in those pitons. I'll try the stone walkway first and see if they'll go into there.
Sure. They do seem to sink into the stone. Yeah, it takes you a bit, but you're able to bang them in.
Okay.
With my 70 feet of rope up there, too.
Sure.
I can't see him, so I'm just lobbing it up there.
And then I'll tie one end off and drop the other end over.
Sure. The rope is tied to the piton and dangling down this ice ramp.
I'll try climbing up it.
Sure. It'll take you at least a round. Okay. Roll me a athletics check.
Each of us?
Yeah, whoever wants to climb.
Ooh.
Who's how
21.
how are we doing this?
I guess one at a time.
He climbs, I climb, because I just rolled.
One at a time was what I was looking to hear. Easy
One
with
at
the
a
21. You do, again, your feet from the cold on the ice. You do take 2 points of cold damage as they start to freeze. But you're going to make it up.
Holden.
Holden rolls an 8.
Yeah.
Holden, you make it about halfway up. You take your cold damage, which is 1 point. And your boots slip out from under you, and you slide back down. Not taking any more damage. But you roll off the ice ramp as you...
Okay, you guys watch your step.
I rolled 18, but I'm gonna try to cast prestidigitation on like my feet. I don't know. No, I'm not. No, I'm just gonna go.
Okay. You take 1 point of cold damage, but you are able to ascend.
I took like probably 6
Lily?
cold damage.
Natural 1.
Natural 1.
Oh, Lily.
So Lily, you make it about halfway up. You take only 1 point of cold damage.
Thank you.
And just like Holden, your feet slip out from under you. But where he managed to kind of land on his back and slide it down, you land on your hands and face as they stick to the ice, and you take another 1 point of cold damage.
So 2
Yeah.
points.
As you slide back down, your hands now raw from where they stuck to this very cold ice.
Aye.
Okay, hang tight. You guys will make it up there.
I'm already up there.
What's the hold up? Come on, come on!
Again. There you go. That'll do. 17.
17. That's enough. You do take one more round of cold damage. So 1 point.
Holy, you're rolling weak on those D4s, man.
But you make it up.
That's because he's waiting for his crit 20s when it really counts.
What if you get them to stand on
Oh,
your
you
shield?
have disadvantage, Oliver. You are still exhausted. Roll that with disadvantage, please. Sorry, Holden has disadvantage.
That continues to be 18.
Okay, that's good enough.
Good call. Thank you. I
I'm
forgot.
gonna toss them down my shield and tell them to stand on it so I could pull them up.
Okay.
Huh?
Yeah, your shield
Yeah,
goes
that's legit.
sliding down.
Is there a
And
rope
still has that
attached to
little
it? I don't
Kuatao
understand.
No,
shield
but
is
if
like
you stand
permanently
on it-
affixed.
Extra.
It's like, or no, it's a wall, right? Is it like this?
It's our ice
It's like this.
ramp of ice.
It's like
So
you
if
know,
you hang
70
onto
degree.
the rope,
It's like a sled, but
your
you're
feet
like,
on the shield, you need some great athletics for that.
Probably
Should we
harder
try it?
than climbing a rope.
Probably.
All right, fine. Bring back my shield on your way up.
Throw down for no reason.
So
Okay.
Lily and Holden, you guys are, or just Lily, I guess, is still at the bottom of the.
oh, okay. So just roll again.
You want to try and climb again?
Or you want to try my method?
Sure, since it's down here, I'll try it.
What do you do?
I'm just gonna pop a squat on this shield,
Okay.
grab the rope,
Okay.
And I'm gonna pull her up.
pull me
Roll,
out.
roll me an athletics check.
23.
Oh,
Yeah,
there
23 is enough, and
Wow.
it seems that with your shield and your boots, that is enough to.
Look at that.
They are cold. If you get the sense, had you waited any longer, it would have been too cold to bear. But yeah, Turmeric is able to slowly, hand over hand, pull you up this steep ice slope.
There you go.
And now that you're
Thank
all
you.
up, you can see. I'll do the drawing on the other side, but.
Want me to erase this?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're just gonna go the other direction. You can see that this river, it does appear to be flanked by these stone walkways, and you can see it only goes on for about, you would guess, 60, 80 feet maybe, and appears to open up into some chamber beyond. And actually, yes, I do want you to erase that.
Okay.
You're gonna need some water.
But there is this sense of space as you approach what. Oh fuck! You're not sure. Could be a
Better have something to dry.
a cavern. We don't know.
Is it warmer on this side?
No, the temperature's unchanged. And you are walking on this very strange, dull green stone that none of you are really familiar with.
And that's not hurting us?
It's cold, but not enough to damage you, no.
I'm gonna cast Prestidigitation to warm myself a little bit
Sure.
as we're going.
What is the lighting situation like?
You have your globes. That is the only light. There is this very
is it-
dull blue kind of glow where your light is being refracted and reflected in the ice.
Okay.
It gives it this kind of blue, white, almost this backlit effect.
For the record, it only lasts like a minute. So, but because it's a cantrip,
Yeah, I assume
I'll
you just always, unless otherwise, keep recasting it.
Cool.
You guys are proceeding ahead?
Let's do it.
Sure.
show us what we see. Hang on.
This proceeds. Frozen river flanked by these stone walkways, which it appears to open into a chamber. You don't know. You can see that the tunnel ends, and
I can send Salem
there's
if
a
you want.
very sense of space in the distance.
So spooky.
I'll send Salem ahead.
Sure.
And we
Go,
still hear
little
the cracking or whatever.
Yep, and it seems to be growing louder. But you can hear it from the river sometimes, where the ice just seems to groan and shift and kind of crack. And as you look around up here in this space, you can see there is little bits of ice clinging to these green stone walls.
Are they breaking?
You don't see any icicles falling or anything, but you can hear it cracking and shifting. And
Are you doing that?
as you've been on frozen lakes before, like you kind of know what you're hearing.
That
where-
creakiness.
Yeah, it is the shifting of ice.
I'm gonna send Salem ahead to check out the cavern.
He relays to you that there appears to be a very large room, a very large cavernous opening.
There's a large room. Let's go.
I can, yeah.
My sense of
That's what he- that's what he relays.
sight.
I mean, like you said, gone this far.
Let's keep going.
It's
Should we
good.
take a...
I'll
What
cast
time of the day is it?
Prestidigitation once on everybody else. Keep them up a little bit.
There's probably nowhere to rest in here anyway.
And just keep
Yeah, I don't know
going.
if we would want to.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you need to? To me?
Someone heal me?
I can heal you. Didn't you just use a potion?
Yeah, it's not enough. I got a lot of health.
Okay, I'll use one of my healer's feats, I guess. So you get a 1d6 plus
charger
4.
I do, but there's no plugins anymore.
1d6
D6?
plus 4.
+4.
plus hit points equal to your max number of hit dice. So what?
In
it's
addition
what,
to
3?
all the cracking,
3D.
is there anything else we can hear?
So do 1d6
1.
Me as a human
plus
hero.
4, which is 5.
Hang on, too many people are
Plus the number of hit dice, which is 3. So 5, 6, 7, 8 points.
talking. You can roll perception check if you want.
It'd be 4 hit dice because we're level 4.
Oh, is it 4 now? Oh,
so
right. I still have
9.
3 written down. Good to know.
2.
No. The
That's
gentle
half my-
cracking of ice every now and again.
It's not even half of my health points.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, someone heal me some more.
We'll use one of your hit dice then. Oh, I guess you have to take a rest, right? How many? How far are you? Like from your full health?
Half.
You're half?
Exactly half.
I mean, I can use another one. I have 8 more charges, but do you
It's up
need
to
it?
you. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Use
'cause
or
I'm-
no, I can only use it once,
I'm gonna
and
take
then
all the.
no, only once, and then you have to wait for a long or short rest to use it
Okay.
again.
I'm fine. I will survive.
Per character, yeah. But that just means I
Oh,
can't
I
use
see.
it on him again.
Are you guys stepping into this?
Well,
Chamber?
you sense anything?
Do I sense anything?
Roll
Roll
perception check. I assume when you say sense, you mean do I smell or hear anything?
Yeah.
Roll with advantage.
Natural 20.
Ooh.
Natural 20.
What do I smell? Tell me.
Italian accent comes out.
It's
Yeah. Critical 20.
smells strange. It's very hard to describe. It's the air in here smells almost. It almost smells like ozone. Almost like the after a lightning strike, the kind of a very sharp tang of ozone.
Okay.
And it's very. It almost gives you a headache as you focus on it, and it's as that's happening that you kind of make the connection that this space kind of smells like that mechanical orb that you guys have, in a way. Only
Okay.
because you rolled a natural 20.
Guys, guess what? It's the same.
Do you take it out? Or you take the orb out and smell it?
I'm gonna relay the.
Sure. And as you
information.
take the orb out, Regis says, "Oh, what's that?"
Have you not?
No,
No,
no.
I don't
think so.
We can talk about it later.
Oh yes, of course. Idle curiosity, no,
Yeah.
mere trinket.
And I
my God.
flash the open hole in front of his eye as I put it away.
Raises an eyebrow.
I'm like, that's under your,
Have you
your
ever,
payment.
No.
Regis? Have you ever seen anything like that before?
Well, I might have. I'm not sure what to make of it yet, to be honest. Curious.
Well, we'll probably have to wait till we get your body to check it out.
Yes, and hands generally helps in the examination of such things.
Or at least when we're out of this
Fuck, yeah, it's
Cold area.
cold.
Should we? Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill, you think it's safe?
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Ish.
Did anything happen when you took out the orb? Like, was there any movement or like flashing? No. Okay.
Nothing happened. It just smells similar.
I'm gonna cast bark skin on myself.
Okay.
I'm gonna start running in place, try to warm up,
Sure.
because I'm getting
Helps-
a little more
helps a little
colder.
Who is the first step into this chamber ahead of you?
Not me.
Leader's gonna lead.
I'll be right behind you.
I'll go
Follow the
after.
leader.
How does this
leader.
open up? It's just that like 20-foot space, and then it just widens out,
Yep.
and then we just can't see.
That's me.
Yes, as you
Yeah.
approach the end of the...
That's okay.
So there are two of the
You can stick
torches
me
in
in
the
there.
shield's eyes, and that's how
I
I'm
need to be in the
using,
middle.
like sort of seeing, and then like two just kind of floating a little ahead
Sure.
of me.
as you approach this opening here, we'll draw it on this side, so you'll be going this way. Am I going to draw it right now? Actually, I'm going to hold off on drawing it for a second.
Ooh.
Like, depending on where...
Because we might die before.
Well,
we
you
even
might need to draw a
anything.
different part of this. It's a very big space and we have a very small combat map. As you approach the end of this tunnel, you can see another wall of ice ahead of you at first, glinting, reflecting your light back. But this one, you can see the top. It appears... It looks like a wave. It was rising over this space and is frozen in place. And now this ice, about 30 feet high above you, you can hear it cracking and shifting as it threatens to maybe collapse towards you.
This is bad.
And just over the top of this, the wave is kind of just far enough back that you can see... you appear to be in a massive, vaguely circular chamber. You would guess... about 200 feet to the back of it, you can just see something. Again, it looks like more ice, a wall of it reflecting and twinkling back at you. And it takes you a minute to realize that it is a massive frozen waterfall. Appears to be about 200 feet across, and it comes from somewhere up in the abyss above. You're not sure.
So, for clarification, before we entered this cave, you said it was like just a jut of stone?
Yes, that appeared to have. And now that you're thinking about this,
Like we've
you
gone
should have been
in
going
deep.
downhill. Yes, you should have been.
Oh.
You are now climbing up in a way that the geography of the world does
Okay.
not match.
Real.
But you were able to see that this waterfall tumbles into this pool. All of it is frozen, forming a massive, massive lake. You would guess about 40 feet below where you are. This stone ring, this ledge, about 40 feet wide, circles this chamber. And you can see around the edges, they appear to be buildings made of the same green squat stone. They're much lower than you would think of buildings. The doors are much, much shorter. Windows appear to be placed at the floor instead of up where we think of windows normally. And from the bottom of this waterfall pool, it has formed a massive lake in this space, about 40 feet below you. You can see that there is a gap in the stone ring, where to get from one side of this space to the other, there is what appears to just be a rope bridge. You would guess 100 feet long that loops very... at its lowest point, it's about 20 feet above the ice, where it hangs low over this lake. And that's about all you see from here.
So presumably, if this was not frozen and was flowing liquid, there's a great big waterfall, and then this is kind of like just where it sort of comes down in, and it's a lake area, and then flows out.
You're trying to suss most of this out through this translucent wave that is frozen over the side, but it appears to from here. If you walk around the sides of this chamber to where this rope bridge kind of spans, and you can see gaps in the wave where you can get a little bit of a better look, but that's about what you would guess. The walls in here appear to be the same kind of blue-white ice. Whether they're made of it or it has just kind of clung, you're not sure. But as you look around, you can see this space seems unnaturally bright from just the light reflecting and refracting. But you can see the smooth white ice above you, just natural holes where it's kind of melted. You can see bits of stone showing through it.
And can you explain those buildings, or what we presume are buildings?
Does it look like a town?
Kind of, vaguely, maybe. They appear to be very short, stone, rectangular buildings. You see doorways, and they're little squat green rectangles.
And this is along the perimeter?
Yeah.
Kind of look inside some of them.
If you want to walk over there, they're probably, maybe 60, 80 feet around the edge of this circular chamber, but you can.
So I guess this is what happened to their river.
Froze over.
Froze over.
But why?
Seems completely natural.
Other than we've been walking like 200 feet into this one little cave, and that's inexplicably enormous and deep.
All right, so you're saying it's not natural.
I don't know shit about shit, but this doesn't seem natural.
So I have a question. So it's the waterfall, and then it goes into this lake, and then it flows through like a river? The river downstream.
I'll draw you like
Sorry,
a little.
I
I'll draw you
don't
like a little
understand.
picture.
I'm like, do I get the idea that if it?
Here's the waterfall. This is like not to scale, obviously.
Yeah.
Waterfall, which kind of tumbles into its pool
Right.
and makes this big circular area.
Okay.
Right, it's really more like on the edge.
Yeah.
This is where you guys came in,
Okay.
and there is this stone ledge around the outside.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
that's
there's
how
a
I
break.
picture it.
It's not a solid thing. There's
Okay.
a bridge. There's a very narrow
Bridge there.
rope bridge that goes across.
But we get the idea that the water flows from this like pool into the cavern.
I've drawn it where this
That's
is like
the
where
break.
you guys
Yeah.
have climbed.
Okay.
That is the break.
And that's the same
And
level
there
as
are
this
those
stone ring? Like we're on the same level.
Yes.
Okay.
I know all those buildings are around here.
Yeah, there appear to be some on both sides.
I'm gonna start going around.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow.
Sure. As you're making your way around, you can see that this. It very much gives you the impression someone dropped something like massive in here, and the water like went to flow out and then froze. And you're able to see gaps in this wave that is threatening to collapse over the side. And you can see that is what you see. It very much gives you that impression where the water forms this bowl, this crater, and at the very center there is a little, looks like when a raindrop falls, like a spire of ice.
It's like, is it like someone cast some kind of magic spell to protect the town around?
You're not
Do
sure.
I see people like frozen in place?
Roll a perception check. How, like, are you going in these buildings? What do you...
I'm like looking through the windows and through the open
okay,
doors.
roll a
as
perception.
I walk by.
I'll investigate like the other half. And you said that's what did you say? Like it's a large,
It's about 200 feet.
200 feet across.
Yeah.
Holy, that is a big one. But yeah, I'll go the opposite way of them too.
Sure, you'll
18.
have to, like, cross the rope bridge to get over to that other side.
I'll go.
Okay.
I'll go too.
Sure. As well,
I
let's
see
one at a
them-
time. One at a time, because you're not just gonna like throw yourself out. You'll see this bridge before you run out onto it.
Maybe we should stick together.
Think we should? Okay.
We are rather banged up at the moment, aren't we?
I rolled an 18
Okay.
for my perception.
Looking through the windows, these buildings appear to be empty. There is just a few of the same greenstone, these low, like, benches, things you would guess might be tables, basic furniture. And you see a clay or some kind of a ceramic amphora, a vase of some kind with a stopper in the top in one of them, but that is it.
And you mentioned it was squat and low.
Yeah.
Like, does all this stuff inside these buildings sort of to scale for smaller people?
Yeah,
Or
you've seen dwarven settlements before, and this very much reminds you of something similar,
Okay.
where the buildings are built to the scale of the people.
Got it. Can we put where everybody is on the
Tiny
here?
map.
On the little drawing, on the mini
Yeah.
map, yeah, if you want.
Mini-map?
Sure.
Do you get the idea that
Remember, the space is 200 feet by 200 feet.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very big.
do we get the idea that
Let's
there's
all stick
enough
together.
water that if the ice melted, it would fill the cavern?
You see a waterfall in the process of tumbling that has frozen in place. You would assume it comes from somewhere.
Is there a way down to the center where that icicle is?
There doesn't appear to be, no. But the bridge is about where it hangs its lowest. It's about 20 feet over that center of the lake.
Can you not just walk? Like this is all frozen, right?
It is much lower. It is this huge. I mean, you could try to. It's about 30 feet.
So
But-
the stone is up here, and then it's 30 feet
Yeah,
down.
and
Was where
then-
the ice is.
Yeah, and it's about 30 feet across
Got it.
where this river would flow out of the chamber. You
Got
could
it.
try to get across that somehow.
Okay.
Was everybody else you're doing the bridge?
no, we're sticking together. We're kind of investigating the walls here or the buildings. I do glance over at the bridge. Is it like a rope bridge?
Yeah. You can see there are quite a few planks missing on it. And you can, even from where you are, you can hear it creaking as it just gently sways back and forth.
But that
Is there anything I could pick up off the ground and throw at the bridge?
Yeah, you can find
See if it
a
shatters.
rock or a piece of ice easy enough, yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
We're gonna need that
Sure.
bridge.
The stone or whatever you throw, piece of ice, as you throw it, it hits the bridge and skitters off. You can hear it fall to the ice below.
Blink cat.
Good. I don't want to risk.
He might
wolves
freeze
and
though.
life way. Can I go to like where the bridge starts on our side
Yeah.
and like shake the rope?
Yeah. As you do, you can see several of these big, long icicles that are hanging off of it fall and shatter on the ice below. And it creaks. It swings like it's a 200-foot-long bridge. So in the middle, it is moving like 30 feet either way as you start to swing it.
Looks pretty safe for you, Holden.
Not for me, bud.
Thought you wanted to cross it.
We could lower a rope from the middle and get Salem to go down and grab it.
Well,
It's like
that's
It's a physical thing that's in the middle.
You, it
From
just
what we
looks like
can
a little
see?
spire of ice. It's like a like a raindrop hits water and it like does the like it makes the crater and then the center kind of poofs back up.
Yeah.
It's like that.
That's that.
Yeah, it very much gives you the impression of like a massive raindrop went whoop into this space.
Yeah, get your squirrel to check it out. If it dies, you
Just
can
make
just
it
summon
again.
it again.
That's what I was thinking.
If wolf
I guess
dies,
I could see.
I'll
I
just
could.
cry.
You said it's 30 feet from.
Tie me to a rope and lower me down. I'm not a coward.
All right. I do his head ass.
But
You're just lowering him over the edge.
Yeah.
I thought we were looking at the spire thing in the middle.
Yeah.
As you're lowering, well, it's all ice down here. Nothing to report.
Can you see the spire in the middle?
Well, it's about whatever that distance is, 75 feet away. But
Okay, I'm gonna start crossing the bridge.
Hold on.
Okay, I'll hold on.
I'll take the head
Yeah.
and I'll go to the middle of the bridge.
okay, the much lighter loop. There's a second where Turmeric, as you step on the first board, and Loop is like, whoa, hold on. The board very ominously creaks and groans under your step.
kind of like a dog. You don't really realize its size, hey?
I don't mean I'm a regular size for an orc.
Yeah.
Holden, as you step out, or as Turmeric, Loop, there we go. As you step out onto this bridge, even for you, these boards creak and groan and shift under your weight.
I'm going to cast resistance on myself as well.
Okay. And as you're walking forward, several of them are missing that you step over.
It's very good.
And about a quarter of the way across, one of them under your foot breaks. The rope had been fraying, but your foot does fall through. I need a reflex save. As you, it is a much bigger hole for you where you could theoretically fall through the gaps in these planks where somebody else might be able to catch themselves.
Dexterity?
Yep.
Saving throw?
Yeah, dex save.
Did we tie a rope to you?
Nope.
Oh,
No, we don't do things.
we don't think
Smartly.
that far.
Just rush into.
18.
18 is enough. You do manage to catch yourself on the board in front as you have one hand on the rope, one hand on the board. But that one too creaks ominously. And just where you are looking ahead, you can see several more of these boards that appear to be extremely rotten.
How far is he? How far are you?
Just a
How...
quarter of the way across.
How far is that?
I reached down for my rope, and then I realized that I left it at the thing.
I have
my rope.
My
I have
rope's
my rope.
tied to the head.
I have 35 feet of rope.
I should have about the same.
We all should have
thought I
70
had
feet of rope
50.
tied in
I
several
lost
sections.
mine when the ship fell over that cavern.
Oh, right.
I lost half of it.
Okay, give me your rope
Why?
so I can blink cat over to Loop.
But he.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
That's-
Use blink cat.
Wait.
Is that going to work?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Are you proceeding, Lou? You're far from these, unless you really guys are like yelling this conversation to one another.
I can get the squirrel to run in over.
Yeah.
Can squirrel carry a rope?
Squirrel. One hand. I guess how
His
big's
mouth,
a rope?
maybe?
A rope's like what? Like that.
Yeah, but that long of a rope.
Yeah, that's true. That'd be
Yeah.
heavy.
I'm going to keep
Luke,
going.
you good?
Sure, yeah. I'm
Loop's
cast
good.
resistance on myself again.
Sure. Make a give me a perception check as you are now a little more closely examining these boards before you step on them.
12.
12.
Just a little bit more.
12 is actually just enough where there's another board you're about to put your foot on, and as you look at it, it is completely rotted through almost. And you step over it. And you are able to proceed to the middle. You are about... you're actually only about 15 feet above the tip of the spire itself. It's about 5 feet tall. It's very thin, very, very, like, about this wide. And appears to come to a point. It's about 15 feet below you.
Okay, I'm going to...
Do you have a light with you?
No.
I'll send my dancing lights.
How far can they go from you?
Pretty far. 40 feet. 20 feet within each other. Times 4, which is what, 80 feet?
Okay, so you have a string of lights.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's getting close.
Lighting the bridge.
It's getting close. Well, if it's 40 feet, that means that that's only 120 feet. So yeah, you do have enough range.
So I'm going to tie one end of the rope that is tied to the head to myself.
Sure.
And then lower it into the center.
Sure. As you do, there's a minute where he's just spinning, and like slowly he's like, oh, just a minute, coming around, and it naturally like spins back to the spire. And you hear Regis gasp. And he goes, it can't be.
What do you see?
It's pull me up. And as you do, he seems very serious, which is pretty unusual for him. I think it's a piece of winter.
Like the season?
No, the artifact. You've never heard of it.
Can't say.
Can we hear this conversation?
No.
Can't say I ever have heard of it.
But how did it get? And you can see. Turn me up to the.
Would
the
I have
ceiling.
heard of it?
Roll a Arcana check.
Okay, I wouldn't have heard of it.
Okay. Turn me up to the ceiling, and as you do, he seems to just be kind of scanning it. He's like, where did it come from?
What is it? What do you think
very
it is?
Powerful artifact capable of, freezing things, creating things out of ice. It's a bit of a long story, but it's quite powerful, legendarily so.
How do you know how we would reverse its effects?
Well, if we could perhaps pry it out of the ice, I would assume that it would perhaps melt over time.
We can't hear this
Yeah,
conversation.
I have an idea, but
Okay, I'm going to work my way back to everyone else.
Okay. Give me a perception check. You are looking for these boards now and are aware of them, but they are still hard to spot.
14.
14 is enough. As you do see a couple more that are rotten, but you do manage to step out of their way. And you make it back with Regis and information intel.
Okay, and I let everyone else know.
You can go first.
I was gonna just suggest, I know we know. What about the orb? Do you think the orb has like a hole or something? It said it had a missing piece, and it smells similar. Do you think maybe, I don't know, that piece goes in there like a container of sorts? I didn't look at the hole in the orb.
Carry on.
Okay, well, I'll take the orb out again and
Sniff it.
kind of just set it down in the middle of everyone. And
It gives you that slight headache as everybody looks into it.
What do you exactly mean? Do you mean
Like, wasn't the orb like missing a piece or something? Just like
yeah, there was a hole.
There was a hole,
Like
right?
a cap.
And I assume that little piece in the middle is like skinny piece. No,
We couldn't really. We couldn't.
see.
It's not so much that there is like it's not like a puzzle piece. It's not like a shape that will complete it. It is
Okay.
that there is a open section, a like quadrant almost, a chunk missing out of this otherwise spherical orb.
What?
Is that so? That center thing in the middle. You think that's an artifact,
I didn't see it. Ask Regis.
Regis?
It looked like it, yes. And well, if a piece of winter did fall into this lake, it would probably look something like this.
Well, would we be able to like touch that? Can we
Well, the artifact itself, yes, it won't.
It won't affect you in any way.
Well, I don't know about anyway, but it won't freeze you solid, I shouldn't think. You're able to pry it out with a crowbar or some other means of force, perhaps?
How close was it to the surface?
It was in the center of the top of the spire, from what I saw. I believe this ice might be perhaps a little harder than mundane ice, though.
How far was it from the bridge to the bottom?
It's about 20 feet to the bottom, and the spire is about 5 feet tall.
Can I send my blink cat down there to try to grab it?
Well, unless it can wield a crowbar or some other such, I don't think it would have much success.
Plus, I tried to grab the squirrel and couldn't really.
That was a
Take it with him.
living object, though.
Yeah.
He was able to grab the rock that I threw earlier.
You're right. Yeah.
Or the...
Can I go up to one of the edges where the ice is kind of coming out over the side, and can I try and like hack at it with my rapier to break off?
Yeah.
To see if it does break off at all, or
and just like Turmeric saw earlier when he was trying to hack the ramp with his longsword, it appears very tough. It appears to be not quite as strong. You are able to, and Turmeric was able to similarly scratch it. It's not quite as tough as steel, but it seems of a similar hardness.
Should I go down there, you guys?
Can I try? Let me try casting Burning Hands on like a little corner.
Sure.
And just see if it like just sort of melts a little bit of the ice at all.
Go ahead and roll. Roll. It's easy enough to hit. Make sure you mark off your level 1 spell and roll damage.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Just damage. You hit.
No.
It's a giant wall of ice. You couldn't, unless you slip and like fall backwards. Toast the party.
What do I need for damage? Oh no, it's a saving throw.
Yeah, it fails.
Oh yeah, 3d6. 3d6. 6 points of damage.
6 points. It does melt a little bit. There is it doesn't melt as much as it just kind of sublimates. It just sort of turns to vapor. But it does have a little bit of an effect, yeah.
Well, it looks like my Burning Hands will melt some, but not a lot, and I don't know how I'd get down there and not freeze to death.
Yeah. We have like the rope where we can put you down.
We can't put 2 people on this bridge.
You guys can still
like
hear the
on the
ice
side.
shifting and cracking as well.
Off the side.
On the
An
side.
icicle you can hear.
Is
It's
it
just
like
if you
You hear an
can-
icicle fall in the distance as it shatters on the lake.
that artifact piece? Is it completely frozen around it?
It's a good ways into the ice, yes. It won't be easy, but not impossible.
do I get the idea that if I turned into a spider that I would be able to navigate the ice easily, or do I think it would still be slippery?
It would still, you think it would probably still be slippery. And you would suspect you would still take the damage.
Nah, damage not a big deal.
But maybe easier, maybe slightly easier, but you won't be able to climb vertical surfaces. Like there's no purchase for your little claws or anything.
Wonder if we could do the same sort of like shield and rope down. Then I'll do Burning Hands. I'd probably take some damage. Probably do the medical pack on myself. And then try to grab it. And then someone would have to pull me back up. I don't know.
Yeah, the
It
only
was so
problem with
freeze.
that is we would need at least
Roll me a reflex save.
1 or 2 people, including you, to go
Yeah,
out into the middle of the bridge.
No, like I'm thinking
get
from
more
the side
disadvantage.
as opposed
Oh yeah,
to on
because
the
you're
bridge.
exhausted. Yeah, yeah.
You wouldn't be
They
able
get
to
more
reach this
disadvantage
fire
than
from
that.
there because it's like 100 and some feet.
Almost.
Okay.
What's
Because
reflex?
when I was out on that bridge,
Yeah,
there
dex save,
were a few sections that were not very stable.
Okay.
Holden, as this conversation is happening, and you've been hearing this happen leading into this, an icicle from above falls and hits you. You just hear this as it slams at your shoulder, and you take 3 points of bludgeoning damage
Oh,
as this icicle smashes into you.
what the fuck?
And you can see there are quite a few of them around this chamber, and you've been hearing them fall occasionally, just seemingly under their own power as they crack and shift in the distance.
At least it wasn't bird poop.
Yeah.
But you do see several more of these
damaging.
icicles throughout the chamber. Some of them big enough to skewer a horse.
Throw your shield at it. And then recall it back.
Do we have anything else that will heat stuff
Yeah, but
up?
being the dumb one of the group, that's quite a brilliant idea.
I take it and just like, yeah, frisbee throw it down.
Sure. Roll an attack. Roll the attack, yeah.
16.
16's enough, yeah, is it?
What do we say it was?
What's the range on your shield?
30 feet.
Oh, you
enough.
won't be able to do
Yeah.
it from unless you walk a good ways out into the bridge. About a quarter of the bridge distance would get you there.
Do the quarter.
Okay. Yeah, I can't reach it from here, but
Well, across the bridge.
90
Tie a rope to you.
yeah, I'll go.
Are you sure?
So we take. I mean, like I seen you swing your great sword at it, rapier. Like it's.
Don't be a coward.
I don't think it's like susceptible to physical damage, but yeah, I'll
I mean,
try.
you can
since
shatter
you
it.
wanna
We just
fucking
need a
call me
little
names.
piece of it to show so my blunt cat can go and grab it. I think.
I have a. No, it's probably too far. I have an acid arrow that might maybe burn through though.
Do it. Let's just
But it
throw
only goes
everything
90
we
feet,
have at
so
it.
I don't think it would
Where
reach.
did you get an acid arrow?
Mouse acid arrow. That was one of my spells.
Oh, sorry. Not a. Never mind.
90 feet.
Oh, you meant a like contraption, an acid arrow.
Just came out
But
of
it's
nowhere.
like 90 feet, and then gravity will take care of the
This
rest.
is range, 90 feet. Hello.
So if the chamber is 200 feet across,
Yeah.
and each of these ledges is 40 feet, that's 120
Yeah.
foot of distance. So it's 60 feet from the edge of the bridge to the spire.
Aim.
Yeah, from the bridge.
Yes, edge. You don't have to go on the bridge. Edge of the
Oh,
bridge.
from
Edge of the ledge
here
to the spire
to
is
that.
60 feet.
Oh,
Oh, so I have to go like
Oh.
halfway across that.
it's only 60
quarter of
feet.
the way across that.
Now,
bridge.
yes, now that I've done the math, it is actually only because that ledge is a total of 80 feet.
I could shoot the arrow.
Can
See
I
if it
touch
melts in it.
the edge of it? Does it hurt me at all?
Touch the edge of what?
The water?
The
Frozen
ice?
water? Yeah.
Yeah, as you touch it, you take cold damage like you have every other time. 2 points of cold damage.
I think we should lower Bryn
Yes,
down
Turmeric is just
somehow.
like, ow! What the fuck?
Yeah, because was the ice hurting your feet back there on the
I
run?
decided not to try it, but I could try it. Like I could keep casting prestidigitation on my feet to like keep them warm,
I think you should.
and see if I could run like across the water
Yeah,
and just
maybe.
keep casting it and keep them warm.
Anyone have a
I could
torch?
try it. I don't know.
Everybody has
I don't think I'd have enough time to do that and cast another spell.
But like, what if you take Turmeric's shield with you?
And
Run
like
there,
sit in the shield,
Sit in the shield and then do your thing.
and then run back
Run.
and keep trying. I mean, I could try it. Like I could try it over here and see how long
Can I light a torch
before
and
I
throw it
take
in
damage.
Sure.
there? See if it melts the ice
Sure.
of it.
Yeah, it's easy enough to light a torch. And I assume you have torches. As you
Yeah, I gave everybody.
throw it in.
I'm gonna-
Roll me a perception check as the torch. It does land near the spire. I mean, you probably can't hit the spire directly.
17.
17. As it lands on the ice on the bottom, Turmeric, you can see frozen in the ice this massive set of jaws that appears to be open below this spire.
Oh.
You would guess maybe 30 feet across from tip to tip. You just see these huge curved teeth.
Like through the clearness of the ice.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's frightening. Holy shit.
Well, good thing I didn't go down there.
Is the ice melting?
From where you are, you can't. It might be a little bit. It might be, but like it might melt 2 inches, but you can't see from where you are.
And it's like where that spear is in the middle. It's like kind of like a dome shape all the way down,
Yep.
and then that's the center.
Yep.
So if we drop something, it just automatically goes
Yep.
to the middle.
Pretty much.
Out of my throwing range, I just take disadvantage on the roll. Is that how that works? That's like how bow and arrows work, isn't it?
Well, they do have a maximum range. No, your shield will have a maximum
Oh, I
range.
see.
Your
Like-
shield's a weird homebrew thing that we have.
Okay.
Yeah, bows do have a disadvantage and a maximum range, but the shield will just have a max range.
How do we melt this ice?
You could theoretically hit something out of that range, but not with enough force for an attack. It would just like
I see what you're
bonk.
saying. Yeah.
I don't know.
I could try this acid arrow.
do it.
I feel like I'm just wasting spells, and then all the baddies are gonna come out.
Yeah, we
and
need
then
to- we
I'm
need to-
like, oh, I just used it all on that.
If it is this piece of winter, we would need to get it out of the water. Like breaking it is step one, but
Yeah.
we would need to get it out in order to
My blink cat can.
counteract the effects. I would
We
think.
can shatter the spire and take the piece that has the piece.
Yeah, let's do it. What the head says.
We need to get it.
Okay.
Regis, what is this piece of winter?
Well, it's a very powerful artifact, not from the same plane that you and I come from. In fact, I don't think we're in the same plane that we come from right now. Something strange seems to be going on. If we make it out of here alive, I'll perhaps tell you what I know. It's a rather long story.
Can I take my longsword? No, that's too far.
But, did someone mention Tense's floating disc earlier? One of my favorite spells.
Oh yeah.
I know I looked at that, but it only goes.
Wherever you go.
Well, I don't have it ready, so we'd have to take a long rest in here. And with the floating disc, it only goes 30 feet.
From wherever
you?
you are.
Yeah.
Can't you ride it? Don't you? I recall like a Buddha or monk who was able to ride on this disc. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
Back in that town. Remember that town with those?
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier.
He's kind of like a
You
drunk.
have to be 20 feet within 20 feet of it. If you move more than 20 feet away, the disc follows you, so that it remains 20 feet within 20 feet of you. It cannot. It can move across uneven terrain, up or down stairs, slopes, and the like, but it can't cross an elevation change of 10 feet or more. So the disc can't move across a 10-foot deep pit, nor could it leave such a pit if it had
This
created
thing's
at the
domed.
bottom.
But a 9-foot pit it could.
Yeah. It's not a 9-foot pit.
Yeah, but
a
a pit
40
is like a straight down thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is more of a dome.
But
So you're
there's still that
traveling.
elevation change.
Yeah.
You're traveling with that
No, it would-
elevation.
the way you read it, it would work. It can do stairs,
And you just sit on top of
or
it?
at least you think it would.
Yeah, you can
What?
sit on top of it and
Yeah,
then
you
chip
sit on
away.
it and you travel with it like a flying nimbus.
Is that how that works? That's not how I had read it.
So you just can't send it 20 feet away from you.
Okay, so I can still ride it?
Yeah.
But
Why
it's
not?
Don't you remember that monk?
That's totally not how. I know, I
That
do. I
drunk
remember
one?
him on it, but
I
I
remember
didn't-
he like pushed himself along with his spear.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't have it ready, so.
Eway. Eway was his name.
Oh yeah, it was some way.
We'd have to take a long rest. We'd have to take a nap here.
Your long
Well-
rest is 4 hours?
I could use a rest.
Yeah,
Well,
my long rest is 4 hours.
Will the fire kind of keep us warm and all?
If we take a
you'd
short
think so.
rest, that would be a rest enough for you, right?
No, it has to be a full rest for me to change my spells, so it has to
Which
be
is
4
4
hours.
I could probably use a rest. Maybe we can hunker down in one of these little buildings.
Oh, the disc is immobile. Oh, well, you are within 20 feet of it.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought. I'm like, no, you
Yeah,
can't
so I
just
guess you
lie
can't-
on it.
No,
and
whatever Yue was using must have been a different spell, because The disc apparently is immobile while you are within 20 feet of it.
Yeah.
What the fuck? They made Tensor's discs suck.
Yeah, I know.
Can she row herself? Like,
I mean,
like,
it's a level 1 spell. It's not supposed to be broken.
No, but it's like useless. No, it's immobile. If you're in 20 feet of it, it is fixed in place, I guess.
Yeah. The disc
Yeah,
is
I-
immobile.
Yeah, it
Well,
follows
So
you around.
You could use it like to
discs would go up and down all over the
to give yourself a boost to jump up to something. Because if I was standing at the bottom, then everybody else could jump on the. Like I could raise it up to.
Okay, so how about from the
30
middle of the
feet.
lowest part of the bridge, you cast it below you, you jump down.
Jump up in the air, cast it again, and land on it.
That's not. It's a ritual. You can't. It takes me an hour to cast it, so I can't just
Hopefully your
keep casting
fall
it.
takes an hour.
Yeah, shit, that doesn't work how I thought it worked at all.
No.
What if I jump
Fuck does
on
Regis
my
know?
shield and slide down,
Oh, that might work.
Yeah, man, that looks fun.
and then you guys pull me back up?
I have a shield too.
You're a giant half orc. You're heavy. That bridge can barely support Loop's weight.
Well,
I got it.
I don't know how easy it'll be for me to chip this thing out of there, but if you guys want to tie a rope to one of these shields and tie me to the shield as well, maybe?
Yeah?
Okay.
And then we can-
Or
You can hear a of another icicle smashing down somewhere in the distance.
I can just
Everybody
hold
comes
on.
up.
And then
really?
how are you gonna
Has
get
the
it out?
torch
But we have
melted
2
any
ropes.
more of the ice?
Oh, mine's only 35 feet though.
It's very hard to see. Roll a perception check, I guess.
Can you
Perception 18.
It seems like it is melting a little bit of ice.
can you
actually.
and Luke fit on one of the shields together?
Like
What
he
if
could
we
sit on my
put-
lap.
Or you could put Loop on your the floating disc.
And then once he gets 20
You're on a
feet away-
shield, and then you guys go down together.
Well, I don't think I need to go down if you're going down.
Only one of us
don't
needs to
know.
go down.
The only thing is like if I go down, like
You're down.
yeah, like I only have like 16 life, so
Yeah.
I don't. Depending how long it takes for me to get back up, I'll probably die.
Really, roll me a perception check.
I think
Me?
With advantage.
the plan should be tie a rope to the shield and lower me down.
Okay.
Do you have enough rope?
Yeah, we got tons of rope from that one.
Yeah,
Hold
between
the
you, you
rope.
have 800 feet of rope. So
Oh. We good.
18.
Or maybe even tie the rope to me.
That's what I was thinking. Why don't we tie to
Yeah.
you?
And then
If we have enough rope, why
I'll
don't we just
sit on
tie
the shield.
one to the
Yes.
shield and one to the rope, or one to you?
We don't
go
need
around
one
him.
on the shield.
Yeah, don't need one on the shield.
Okay.
We can use Holden's shield and then he can pop it back if something goes wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, there you
All
go.
right. There you go.
Lily, you can hear. You're not sure what this. It almost reminds you of the spiders that you heard when the ship capsized. You can hear something skittering. You're not sure where, echoing somewhere through this chamber, but you can hear this.
Okay. I'm worried about.
But did I hear the spiders?
She was out cold.
It sounds
would've
like
heard,
Loop.
like-
It sounds like when Loop turned into a spider
Okay,
as you
got it,
guys
sorry.
descended the Modron pit.
And
Okay.
how far is it?
You're not sure. It is echoing throughout this chamber. You're really not even sure if it is in this chamber or if it came from the river, maybe, where you guys came earlier.
Came from? But definitely something. Shkuri?
And there is a of ice falling that punctuates it.
I'll begin to tie like a harness-like thing to Loop.
Sure.
Loop, what do you think? Face up, face down.
Face down,
Okay.
like a sled.
Okay.
Should we be worried
And I'll
about?
cast guidance on myself as well.
So you're tying Loop to the shield?
No, we're tying. They're tying the rope to me, and I'm
Okay.
gonna sit on the shield.
Okay.
Loop, you're gonna have to move real
should
fast when you
cast
come up with that
Your
thing.
prestidigitation on the shield too.
lasts- oh.
It only goes 10 feet, so
Prestidigit.
it's like a quick like.
I heard that you can do something where it like lasts an hour. You can like heat up something for like an hour. I just heard in a book, someone reading it in a library once.
Oh yeah, I can. You can chill warm.
Reg,
Yeah, okay.
You mentioned
I'll heat
that
up that shield for an hour.
if
Toasty on the old butt.
Reg, what did you say about when we remove this? Will it instantaneously become liquid again, or does it actually have to naturally melt?
I would assume it needs to melt. I'm Not sure. Prepare for
naturally.
the worst. How does that go? Hope for the best. Prepare for the worst.
Watch out for the big jaws.
Yeah, I don't know how
right
we can.
underneath.
I don't know how we
See something
can
goes.
prepare for that thing, especially with
We'll just
Loop
have to
out on a
pull
fishing
'em up.
line.
Pull them up really fast.
As you guys are having this conversation, Lily, you're the first one to notice it. The sound of skittering and this ice falling. You hear it again right above you, and as you look up, you see.
What do I see?
You see, I have the miniature down here. It very much resembles a massive blue centipede,
Oh my
and it is on the ceiling with these massive green bulbous eyes looking down at you. And as you look up at it, you watch as the spines along its back flare into life with this fiery, and it lets out this huge. It's a screech basically as it echoes back through the chamber, and it launches itself off the ceiling at the party as it flies forward. The hood expands, opens up like a cobra as it's flying towards you. And it is there that we will pick up next week.
Good grief.
No, let's keep playing.
As whatever this creature is has been dropping icicles for the last 40 minutes
I thought you said it was a mini.
that Lily has heard
That's a maxi if I've ever seen one.
as this creature launches itself to the party. Who are low on spells, who have a point of exhaustion, who haven't rested, who used all their potions coming into this fight.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna rest up before we go into this cave.
It's going to be a hell of an uphill battle.
I was out
Next
using
Sunday.
the chamber pot while you guys were discussing that, and then all of a sudden I'm tying this harness onto that loop, getting ready to go sledding.
We'll pick this up next Sunday at noon 30 Mountain Standard. The soundscapes that we use, these ice soundscapes, were made by Michael Gelfi. You look them on YouTube. They're available for your non-commercial products if you want to use them yourself. Rolling Reckless. Now we have our own YouTube channel. Go look us up, Rolling Reckless, where only the D&D shows will go up there. And if you enjoyed what you heard, please consider supporting us over at patreon.com/Talking Reckless Podcast. We're a teeny little podcast. We are quite literally the smallest professional podcast in the world, and could very, very much use your support. So patreon.com/Talking Reckless Podcast. And thank you very much for joining us. Oliver, thanks for playing.
You are welcome, man.
JR, thank you very much. Kevin, you guys are probably going to die next week for real.
I'm not gonna die. Everyone else might die.
There was a second time where I thought Bryn was going to die.
We need to just run.
Yeah,
for
Paula, thank you very much. And Amber,
Yeah.
to you at home, thanks again for watching. We'll see you here next week. We also do a video game podcast called Talking Reckless. Go listen to that. We got a Westworld podcast coming out pretty soon here for season 2, and then starting season 3. All sorts of stuff. Just visit TalkingReckless.com. And then we stream video games here every day live on twitch.tv/Talking Reckless Podcast. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week. Happy adventuring.
Uh-oh.